Hello. Hello to those of you watching on the stream, and I'm sorry that I've got a hat on. Oh God, Jesus, knocking everything off the side. Oh my God. Hello to you if you're watching live. If you're watching a catch-up on YouTube, then hello as well. That's the best of it. I think I said that about the catch-up thing. You'll see in the background, by the way, got the Ecto 1 number plate. So still out the background and stuff, but yeah, how are you? Are you okay? I'm hoping that I'm hoping you can hear me okay, because this is the very last one. Oh, something there, what is that? It's a bit of flash. Some neighbours are moving in over there, and I went to kind of a look a second ago to see if they needed any help, but there's plenty of people over there. And sorry for wearing the hat as well. I got very messy hair today, so I just decided, you know what, I'm doing a live stream. Oh wait, sorry, the music. La, la, la. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. One sec. How's that? Hi Megan. I was going to type it, and hi Eric, you're right. I was going to type it, and then I realised, what's the point of typing it? I could just say it. Yeah, you'll have to let me know if that's any better. I might just do that instead, which cuts out the music altogether. Because I think what I did before is I just lowered the background music when I was doing it. So I'll keep it about there, I think, and then lower the volume on the mixer, which makes even more sense. But let me know if that's messed it up, because if it has, then I'll change it back to as it was a second ago. There's so many settings. I even had to check a second ago to see whether or not it was all the levels were right as they were. But yeah, hi. Sorry, it's a random live stream all of a sudden. So I had an issue this morning. Perfect. Thanks, Meg. I'm calling you Meg. I'm sorry. Megan, Meg. Yeah. I have a reason for doing the live stream. And it's... No, I'm joking. Earlier this morning, I was exporting the video which is going to go out. So there was meant to be a few videos going out, and there's good news and there's bad news about that. So there's meant to be, we've just seen the Our Flag Means Death episode 3 and 4 that's gone out, but I've already just finished editing last night, the uncut of The War of the Worlds, which I'll get to in a second. And there's bad news with that, and there is good news somewhat that I've realised over the last half an hour, which is good. But some of the bad news, let me just put it all straight. So this week there's meant to be there's a film reaction coming, which is Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Okay, that's all done, it's dusted, and I was exporting it. Now over the last couple of months I've had an issue where my hard drive, this one right here, decided to keep clicking on me, which, if you guys know about hard drives, means that they're technically on their way out. So because it was clicking on me, I bought another hard drive. I bought a spare hard drive, which I hadn't really thought about switching stuff over. War of the Worlds, the 50s version. Now, the War of the Worlds thing isn't what you think. And there's something I want to say about it. So, and that's kind of the reason for the live stream as well, because I realised I might be able to be okay with it. Anyway, so let me just get back to this hard drive thing, and I'll get around to that in a second. Sorry, it's a bit of a long-winded story, but I'm trying to keep it short, so at least you know what's going on, and that it might take a little longer. I don't know. It might be fine. It might be okay. I don't know. Hard drive this morning. I was exporting the Abbott and Costello video. It got right to the end of it, and I thought, you know what? I have this issue with trying to export on Media Encoder. It doesn't like me, and it always exports black. But I thought, since I've updated it, it might be fine now. So I did a little small export. Thank you, Eric. Okay, hard drive first. Yeah, so I exported a little bit of it, and it was fine, and I could see the footage, like I could see the video itself instead of just a black screen, because it hates me. And then I decided, okay, right, I'll export the full thing. Now, recently, when I've been exporting since... Do you remember a while back, if you guys have been here a while, you'll know that when I did a Doctor Who video and I put it out, it was just black, and I hadn't checked it when I put it out. I just exported it, uploaded it, put it live because it needed to go out. So that happened, and then I thought, okay, when I export this time, it should be fine. The small little section was fine. So I've got hiccups, so I'm trying to get over that. So I decided to export it, because this is taking forever now for me to explain in this. I exported it through encoder, thinking, yep, it's all going to be fine. I was an idiot. Exporting it through encoder, well, it took forever, as it was anyway. It took me 14 hours to export it. So last night I went to bed, and then today, sometime around the afternoon time, it eventually finished itself. It's a long time to export, and it's annoying because I can't do anything with the laptop or the computer, because every time I try and do anything, it keeps going to blue screen if there's any issues with anything. This is how much of a really bad bit of equipment it is, and I just need to get an upgrade. I think that's what I need to do. And this next thing is where everything kind of goes peak tong, all goes a bit upside down. This thing cut out on me, and I don't just mean a simple bit of cutting out. It got to the very end of the export, the last couple of seconds, and it was finalising itself. And throughout it, when it was finalising, if you know anything about exporting, it obviously writes itself to the hard drive. And during that write time, it kept making the clicking sound frequently, and it was getting more and more frequent. And then toward the end, it hit the final couple of seconds, and it was going click, 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 and I went, it's dying on me. Oh, that's dead. That's inaccessible now. Yeah, that has everything on it. That has all of the footage, and I'm sorry if my mic's very loud, by the way. I've tried to make it a bit better, but I don't know how, but I've been extremely lucky. So when I bought the other hard drive, I transferred over some of the files, and I didn't know that I'd already transferred over most of the thumbnails and the back end files, like for creating the end card and the intro and all that kind of stuff, the banner. All of that stuff was transferred across. I hope you guys have stuck with me. I'm so sorry if I've just taken a million years to get to this. Yeah. Also, can I just ask, how are you guys? Are you alright? I feel like I've just got into it and I've not explained. I've not just done a nice little intro and then we get into it. I hope you're okay. But yeah, the issue with the hard drive is that's died on me. But I did manage to have files transferred across. But the only downside with the files transferred is the majority of the stuff that I've done and transferred was some time ago. And since then I've watched other films. So all of the raw files of me watching films, because I watched Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Ghost Watch, Time Riders, What's Up Doc, not Moonlighting, that's a TV show, sorry. Moonstruck, and various other ones. With all our computer nightmares, I think. Oh, and Laura as well. Yeah, thank you, Meg. Laura, that one as well. So that was all on this. That's all on there. There's well, it says dead. It's inaccessible. So I took it earlier to a technician. Guess how much that's going to be to fix? Because it's a 5 terabyte. Like £500. So I've decided for now I'm not going to fix it, but the great thing is that last night, do you know what I did? In my infinite wisdom, well, it's good infinite wisdom actually. As that was clicking away like mad, I thought that's going to die on me, I think. So I took every single file that I had. Well, I say every single file. Every film that I've watched. So Laura, Moonstruck, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Ghost Watch, all of this kind of stuff. I took all of those that I haven't put out yet in full, and I transferred them to my other new hard drive. Thank God. £500 to fix that. It's that's only if they can fix it, then they will. And so it's only if you pay if you can get it fixed. It's expensive. I've never had to have a hard drive recovered before. It's not just that on there. There are projects on there. There's stuff for people that projects for other people that I've been doing. There's all of my editing stuff on there. It's got everything on it. But a lot of 99% of the stuff for the channel is on there. Thank God I have been uploading the uncut stuff for Patreon. So all of the uncuts that I have, I don't have access to any of the other stuff that I had because it's all on there. That's now inaccessible. Apparently, according to the technician, they should still be on there, but it just needs its heads replacing or something, and I don't know how to do that myself, so I've decided I need to take it to a technician. So where was I? Yeah, so all of the things that I haven't seen yet, that I have seen yet, that I haven't put out yet, like Laura, for instance, that's on the new hard drive, but I don't have the uncuts that I made. So what I'm going to have to do is now rip those from... I've got some of them, I think, on another hard drive because I decided to transfer a lot of the uncuts because they were just taking up far too much space on the hard drive. But I've got to find those. But the majority of them that I have done, I'm just going to have to take the uncuts that I have posted already up online on YouTube, for the Patreon stuff. I'm going to have to take those and use those as the base files and do that. So that's what's going to happen with the next one. But in regards to War of the Worlds, the one folder I did not transfer was the War of the Worlds folder. I don't know why. But so the only downside is, and there's an upside to it as well, downside is I don't have any of those files. I don't have that folder anymore. I had all of that stuff in it, and I'd done a full edit of this thing. Well, a full edit. It was an uncut version of it, beginning and an outro, and all that stuff's done, and it was ready. I finished it last night, and that was an uncut ready to go up on Patreon. That was then going to be edited down to go onto YouTube for the 30th, and the Abbott and Costello one is going up at the end of this week, supposedly. The downside is, and I just want to say that War of the Worlds thing that obviously you've mentioned, Eric, isn't what most people think it's going to be. I have a feeling most people think it's the film, that it's the 50s film, it's the newer Tom Cruise film. Was it Tom Cruise, I think? It's not. It's neither of those. It's the radio broadcast. Yeah, thank you, Richard. Yeah, the editing. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Thank God I did those uncuts. So honestly, let me go on YouTube one sec. I'll let you know which ones I've got. For everything that I've said that I'm bringing you guys, I still am bringing you guys. Thank God I did those uncuts and I put them up on YouTube, because everything that I have said, it's coming. I done them and released them as Patreon uncuts. So let's go to uncut. No, what do I call it? Do I call it uncut? I think so. So the newest Doctor Who video that's going to be coming out next week now, because I'm having to push that back. I'm having to push all of them back, actually. That one. So that the order is going to be the Abbott Costello video, then it's got to be now, and it was going to be anyway, the War of the Worlds radio drama reaction, which is going to be fun. It's completely unlike, I think, what any reactor has done, to be fair. Yeah, the Awesome Worlds broadcast, Eric. Yeah, it's such a good radio broadcast, but I didn't know what because a lot of people had said to me, "Oh, what? Listen to that, react to that," and I thought, well, it's a radio drama. I can't. How do I do that? And I thought, well, no, I did it with the. There's a lot of points to this conversation. I'm so sorry. I did it with the Doctor Who reconstruction, so I thought I might be able to do the same thing with the radio broadcast. So what I did, I set up 2 cameras, and there is an upside to this, is that I have actually found the footage. Thank God, about half an hour ago, a light bulb went off in my head, and I went, wait, I still have the memory cards, because this was the only reaction I've done since way back when, where I recorded everything on 2 cameras and not straight into the computer. All of those files that went straight into the PC, they all then went onto the hard drive. This specific one was recorded on 2 cameras, the one I'm recording on now on my spare camera, and I've got both the memory cards with all the footage on it. I've still got the Premiere project that I can link up all of the stuff to. I've just got to find all of the other files that I use for it, the bit of Orson Welles talking about it, etc., and then do all of that. So I've got it all. Thank God. A little while ago I realised I got it all. So for every other project that I've got that's outside of YouTube, they're stuffed because I don't have it. But for everything YouTube-wise, I think I miraculously got away with it. Even my photography stuff. All of the photography stuff, I think I've backed it up to other hard drives. I've got 2 other hard drives with photography stuff, and that seems to be there, so that's fine. I don't know how I got away with it failing on me, this thing failing on me. Oh, it's historic. How many radio casts cause a UFO panic? Exactly. You can hear a train in the background. That's wonderful. Honestly, that radio broadcast is so cool. But so it's going to be different, that reaction, because I think a lot of people are going to go, oh, it's a radio broadcast. That's going to be really boring. You're just going to be staring at your face. I'm not sat here doing it. I'm sat over on my chair over there on my, the big armchair that I use sitting here sometimes. I just switch places. It's sat over there by my fireplace, and that's where you see it. It's all vintage. I'm dressed vintage. I'm wearing the other hat, not this hat, another hat. It's all black and white. I've got like a little intro, like a movie intro style thing, and it goes into me talking, does the intro, I listen to it, and then I do the trivia afterwards of looking it all up. But I've got it all. I just can't believe I got it all. The reason I was coming onto stream was to be like, I know I've mentioned this, that I've got this massive project. I spent so much time on it. I must have spent, because I listened to it, I had to set everything up like 50 times because the cameras kept dying on me. I don't know why. This is like powered through electric, but when I had it set up over there, I started doing it all on battery, and my other camera is only battery, so I had to keep changing the batteries and the memory cards and trying to do it all. So when you watch the uncut, it's in bits, but what I do is I go back a bit and I'll re-listen to that like minute and a half, just so I've kind of got the gist of where we was again, and then I splice them together, if that makes sense. So cool. But what I'm going to be doing on that video is it being different, is you're going to see me on screen. So I've got a long shot, like a wide shot of me sat in the armchair. You can see the fire going. I've got like a pumpkin beside me, that kind of thing. That's there. Then you've got close up to the side with the radio on the side as well. And it's going to be cut between those two. But I'm also then going to be overlaying shots of things that correlate with what you're hearing on audio, if that makes sense. So it's going to be a massive project. It's basically me building a visual version of the Orson Welles broadcast. Now the great thing is, though, is before I even knew I had this, the other day I exported an audio only version of that with the broadcast audio on top of it, because I wanted to see if it would get copyright striked or anything. And I exported that, so I actually have a non-edited version of the entire thing in audio form, although none of my intro and outro is edited at all. It's all raw, because that was exported before I did any of the video at all. So I had that there as a backup, and I thought, you know what, if people want to see it, you could go onto Patreon, and I'd upload it there with no video. It'd just be audio only. But now you don't have to. Now I might be able to, if I can relink all of the files, download them all again, link them all up. It's going to take forever to do it, and I need to do all of that and the main edit by the 30th, and then Ghostwatch, the video, is meant to come out on the 31st. I haven't even worked on that yet. I've done the uncut, and that's it. So so much. I didn't realise how much of an effort all of the Halloween stuff's going to be, but it is. In the aftermath of Orson Welles' broadcast, a South American DJ did a similar show, scaring many, and was jailed. Really? What, for basically faking it all? That's crazy. They even made a movie about that cast. Can't think of the name. Oh, about the... Let me go back. I might have missed something. The classic Orson Welles broadcast is historic. How many radio shows cause a UFO panic? They even made a movie about that cast. Yeah, can't think of the name. I know there was a couple of documentaries done about the broadcast itself. There's one called... I was going to include some footage in the video itself at the end. It was about the phone call operators that were working at the time, and they did a whole documentary. You can see it's on YouTube. Really interesting. It kind of gives their perspectives on what they had as calls coming through. It's very old, but really well done. You're only human, just do what you can do for Halloween. Thank you, or Halloween. So I actually quite like Halloween. I thought that was that was a nice little name. Yeah, I've got so many things watched that I am going to be bringing, like Laura, for instance. I know Megan was asking about Laura. That's watched, and that is coming. I promise you, that is in uncut so far. There is a normal version coming. It won't be yet because I've got to focus on the Halloween stuff first. And I've kind of chucked myself a great big curveball with doing War of the Worlds, because I thought I want to do that this year. Didn't realise that the day that it actually premiered was the 30th, which is the day before Ghostwatch premiered. And I'd already said I want to put Ghostwatch out on the 31st, and I then said that, oh yeah, I'll do War of the Worlds on the day it broadcast. Idiot. I thought for some reason it was in a couple of days' time. It was the 21st or something. Which, by the way, is Back to the Future Day on 21st. I was going to do a re-edit of the one I'd done. Of the first edit I did of Back to the Future was the first video that was on the channel. But I'm not going to. Not yet, anyway. Maybe next year or something. It's because I've got the original uncut somewhere. I might not have now. Oh, it's on the YouTube channel on Unlisted. So I should have it. Because it was on there. Yeah, I think I've got a copy of it somewhere. And I was going to re-edit that because it's only 20 minutes long as the reaction part of it. And I say a lot about the film, so yeah. Have you tried watching a classic swashbuckler like Captain Blood or even Ivanhoe? Ooh, no, I haven't. I haven't thought of... It's only recently I've got into... Because obviously I've got into Our Flag Means Death, which I absolutely love. And that's the other annoying thing, is that episode 5 of that, the uncut of that, I've now lost. But the great thing is, I've got it uploaded already that you can watch on Patreon. So I can just take that edit that I've done and make that into the use that. Annoyingly though, I actually built the first part of it. So when I make the first part, you guys don't know this, but I'll take the uncut and I'll remove some of the sections from the uncut that are there, like the timer, and I'll change it around to have like the circle with me in it, so crop it around it kind of thing, mask it, and then I'll remove the intro that I use for the uncuts, which is like a 5-second countdown type thing, and I'll put my logo in there, all of this kind of stuff. And I did all of that. It was ready to go, for me to edit episode 5. And I was going to edit it last night, and after I'd done the other one, I thought, no, I'm going to take a break, let this thing export. And I don't know now whether or not I should have, whether or not I shouldn't have, but what's done is done. Like, I can't take it back. It's just so annoying. Oh, I was at my wit's end earlier when it happened. But thank you for guys for understanding. The Night That Panicked America, 1975. Oh, I've heard of that. Someone actually said that the other day. They said you should watch the Night That Panicked America. I read the comment about it. Someone mentioned it anyway. It was either about that or about something else. No, I think it was about that. It was about War of the Worlds. Yeah. Captain Blood is a great Errol Flynn film. I'll have to check that out. Do you know what? I don't think I've ever seen an Errol Flynn film or an Elizabeth Taylor film. Is it Elizabeth Taylor that's with Marilyn Monroe in Some Like It Hot? I don't know Elizabeth Taylor. No. Maybe not. Am I thinking of Some Like It Hot? No, I'm not thinking of Some Like It Hot. I'm thinking of another film, sorry. There's a Marilyn Monroe film. What's that? I'm not on my best today, as you can tell. There's a Marilyn Monroe film that I've seen that has another lady in it who's quite famous, and I don't know her name. Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes, I think that's the film. Yeah, I'm thinking Jane Russell. Not Elizabeth Taylor. I've seen Elizabeth Taylor, I know I have, but I just don't know her. Yes. I know Elizabeth Taylor because there's a picture that I've seen before of Elizabeth Taylor that's absolutely gorgeous. It's the one of her in like a beige kind of dress, and it's a picture that I thought I'd seen elsewhere, but it turns out isn't that picture. Someone mentioned that to me a little while ago. Liz Taylor in Cleopatra. Oh, I did not know that it was Elizabeth Taylor that was Cleopatra. I think I remember actually someone saying though, you know, when there was that big controversy around the newer one, the newer TV series that came out. I think some people said then that Elizabeth Taylor did it back in the day. Why I keep getting fluff on me? I don't know where from. What's you coming from? It's probably from that, to be fair. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Now that is a great shout. I've not seen any of these films, guys, but I will be getting round to watching more classics because I know I'm watching at the moment. Someone said the other day, I saw a comment, someone said, don't watch the films that you're watching now. Something along like the films you're watching now they're not classics. They're not like the true classics. And I was thinking, yeah, but the ones I'm watching right at the second, I'm watching those because it's Halloween, and I will get around to. I'm watching newer, older. You know, I'm watching a vast range of films. It's not just going to be those classics. But yes, all of those things that you guys have mentioned, I am going to add to the list because I love the sound of them. I love vintage stuff, as you know. I think you'll if you love vintage, you'll love. I typed in vintage. Idiot. I'm gonna add it to my other list. One sec. There are hundreds of classic movies from the black and white era. You've only got so much time. Exactly. I can't put out 50 videos a month because I'm editing myself. I can only edit a certain amount of things. I'm going to add it though to my list. Give me 2 seconds. I will find it. Yeah, I was at my wit's end earlier when I'd taken it to the guy and he said it's going to be 500 quid, and I went, well, he said it's actually going to be, it'd be 495 or 595, so technically 600. And he went, do you want to just see if you've got the files yourself first before I even start work? And I went, yeah, because I haven't got the money to spend on that, not yet anyway. Like, you know, I can save up to try and replace the stuff on there to get the other projects back, and just say to the people that, sorry, it corrupted, unless I can get the money together, you know, I can't repair it. And that didn't cost me 600 to buy originally. I'm not spending out 600 just to get it fixed. But obviously if I didn't have a lot of the things that I have now, if I had none of the files, then I probably would do it. But I think I've somehow managed to skirt around all of the issues, and I think I've got it all. Most of it, anyway. As it is, because that's kind of corrupted, it might not all be there. I probably shouldn't leave it leaning on the laptop. I keep calling it a laptop. Computer, you know what I mean. Let's do this. Right, The Night That Panicked America. What else have you guys said to me? Captain Blood and Ivanhoe. Those are on the list too. Thank you very much. Also, just quickly, so someone requested, and I think what I'm going to do is, when I know that there's something that which I can't say that, because when I brought out Our Flag Means Death, I loved it after watching only like an episode or two, and I wasn't sure about putting the series out as a whole, like in one video, and I thought, no, I'll split it up because it gives me time to edit it and stuff. But someone has asked me to watch something that I don't think a lot of people will want me to watch, and the only reason I'm saying I'll put it out in one video potentially is because I don't want to waste your guys' time by having a video go out and you're like, well, I'm not going to watch it, and then have to wait until another one. I might put it all out in separate, so I might put it all out in one, I don't know. But that's a series called Heartbreak High. I don't know, I've never seen it. Someone asked me, it was a Patreon request to do it, and they said, would you watch it? And I thought, well, it's a Patreon request, so yeah, of course I watch it. But I don't know. I also did think about, you know, there's this whole thing, have you guys heard about the Doctor Who thing? About the first storyline? I don't know if you watch Doctor Who, if you've been following along with the series that I've been doing, but Doctor Who, The Unearthly Child, has had a bit of a issue lately. I've just seen your comment, Rich. Let's have a bake sale for Marty. I love that. Thank you. Yeah, let's have a bake sale. Give me 2 seconds. I'm about to sneeze, so give me 1 second. I'm just going to mute myself. Trying not to electrocute myself because I've got a sanitizer in my hands. Does anybody else get that same thing? You know when you see people on live streams and then they sneeze and then they continue what they're doing, and I'm like, no, you've got the germs everywhere. There's just sneeze germs everywhere, so I'll just try and, you know, keep it away from the computer and use sanitizer all the time. I think I must be a bit of a germ freak for that, but yeah, I'm thinking, well, I'm here a lot of the time editing or filming stuff, so I don't want it to be like a hive of disease. Oh yeah, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? I've just noticed that comment. I need to add that as a film as well. Yeah, I've heard of that, but I didn't know it was a film. I thought someone was just saying to me before, who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? I was thinking, who's Virginia Woolf? Casablanca and Arsenic Old Lace are classics. Yes, I know. When I watched Casablanca, I didn't know what I was in for with that, because I mean, there's even some editing stuff that I've done on there now, which I probably wouldn't do in the future. Like to do with certain political parties, I probably wouldn't censor them now, because I've sort of learned a few things since doing the video, especially from what people have told me, and kind of reading into some of YouTube's terms of service, although they can be a bit iffy with that kind of thing sometimes, so I don't know. they might still be a bit iffy about it. Liz Taylor was made for the role of Cleopatra. Yeah, I've seen pictures of Cleopatra, Liz Taylor, but never out of, well, originally I thought never out of Cleopatra wear, until I looked her up and I went, oh yeah, I have seen a picture of her. But Arsenic and Old Lace, one of my favourites. Absolutely love that film. I knew I would. I saw the trailer ages ago, years ago, and went, that's on my list to watch because it looks really great, and I thought I'll watch it around a Halloween time. Turns out when I actually watched it for the channel, I know it wasn't Halloween, but when I put the video out, it was nearing Halloween, and I went, oh, that kind of works. But it wasn't meant to be for Halloween. And then when I started watching it, I went, oh, it's a Halloween film, right? Errol Flynn movies are essential. He paired best with Olivia de Havilland. I have never heard of Olivia de Havilland. Of that lady. That didn't copy that comment. That's helpful. Olivia de Havilland. I've probably seen her. No, she actually looks... Oddly, she looks exactly like a friend of mine. Very strange. Very strange. When that happens. Yeah, I'll have to watch some Errol Flynn movies. I'll put that down on the list because I've got so many things that people have asked me to watch. I'm watching Patreon stuff first that people have requested to me, and they're all 99% of those are watched. There's still some that I haven't seen. But so my downside thing that I've got, and then remember I said there was good news and bad news. Not so much bad news now, because as I've said, I've managed to find all of the stuff that I didn't have, or that I thought I'd lost. But the bad news side of it is that all the film files that I had that I'd either watched or that I had in readiness for the next watch, or to use for the edit, etc. Because sometimes what I do is I'll watch a version, like I think when I watched Arsenic and Old Lace, I watched the DVD version of it, and it was really bad quality, like it was really grainy and stuff, and I went, I'm gonna find the 4K of this, or the Blu-ray of it, to be able to use it for the video, because I hated the quality it was in. So I did, I found it, but I had a really weird issue with it, is the version I watched on DVD was the wrong frame rate in comparison to the one that I then edited with. So it was actually out of sync by a couple of seconds, and one was faster, one was slower, so I had to resync them in the edit by slowing it down by 99 point, or basically making the speed, instead of 100%, it was 99.75 or something. Really strange, but I don't know where I was going with that. That was it. So the only things I don't have is the film files themselves. So even for Abbott and Costello, I now don't have the film of Abbott and Costello to be able to use it, because all of the film files were on that hard drive. So I've now got to get the film file again to be able to do it. So yeah, that's it. That's basically it. So give it a little while, and I'll eventually have it. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get Abbott and Costello out by the end of this week still. What's today? Thursday? Maybe by the end of this week still, by Sunday. It was meant to go out either Friday, so tomorrow, or Saturday, but because I put the video out already yesterday, I thought, no, I'll leave it 4 or 5 days to put out the other one, because I was trying to leave a good gap in between for now and Halloween, because I had 2 videos to go out for Halloween. So I still have 2 videos to go out, but I don't think I'm going to get them done in time. So either way, something will go out this week, the end of this week, and then something will go out next week, but I don't know what yet, and I don't know when the next Doctor Who video is going to be, etc. So Megan Errol. Oh, sorry, you were saying, yeah, Megan Errol. I thought you were saying Megan Errol as the name of a person. Yeah, Megan Errol and Olivia in Robin Hood is a must-watch movie. Oh, Robin Hood, I've seen a version, but not an Errol Flynn version. I know the one you're talking about, but I love all those movies made together. I'm a sucker for all of that chivalrous romantic stuff. I am as well. Anything with my 2 favourites that I've come to know over the years is James Stewart and Cary Grant. My 2 favourites, and female wise, it's Audrey Hepburn, and there is another one. Can't think of their name now, but yeah, mainly Audrey Hepburn, because I've seen a lot of her original roles. Well, I say a lot of them. I've not seen a lot of them. I've seen Sabrina and Breakfast at Tiffany's. I still need to watch all of the rest of her stuff. I think I've got the set of her films over there. I can't remember. I was just going to suggest that. Oh, do you mean about me watching Robin Hood? Because I've not seen the original Robin Hood. I've seen the pictures of Errol Flynn as Robin Hood, but I've not seen the film itself. Never got into Abbott and Costello movies, just the Who's on First kit. Yeah, I've seen one of their Christmas plays, Christmas shows, and that was all I'd seen about Abbott and Costello. And then I had it, I think it was a Patreon request. Someone asked for it, so I went, yeah, sure, I'll watch it. I've always loved Laurel and Hardy stuff, and Abbott and Costello are very sort of similar comedy stylings to those 2. So I thought, brilliant. Roman Holiday, that's another one I've seen of Audrey. Absolutely incredible. And yes, Gregory Peck, again, the same as in, what's it called? Breakfast at Tiffany's. I love Gregory Peck because he's just top notch in, well, I obviously originally knew him from the A-Team, because I love the A-Team. But obviously he was in stuff before that, but I didn't know when I first saw Breakfast at Tiffany's, I think was the first one I watched of his. I went, wait, is that Hannibal? And I didn't even know his name at the time. I had to look it up. Was more of a Marx Brothers fan. Yeah, I don't believe I've seen Marx Brothers films. But I think if you love comedy, you will love Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein. Meet Frankenstein. It's hilarious. But it all depends on your styling, like your film loves and dislikes. Yeah, again, I've not seen, I've just looked them up for Marx Brothers. See, I was always a big Laurel and Hardy fan, and I've been a Laurel and Hardy fan for years. I've got one of their box sets down there, and I've seen most of their films. I think 2 of them I haven't seen though, or maybe 3. 2, I think. And I thought I'll watch them on the channel at some point, and then I think I might have mentioned it on a live stream, and someone said, why don't you watch Abbott and Costello? And then I got the Patreon request of Meet Frankenstein, so that's why I watched it. I just didn't realise though that it would be that it would be coming out so soon. I'm writing down, by the way, at the moment, I'm writing down Errol Flynn films because I'm going to forget. Yeah, most of my the stream today, guys, was that basically. It was just me talking about the hard drive failure and the fact that I then found the footage. I went, oh my god, I found it. I was over the moon. I didn't know what to do at first. This morning I was completely up in arms when it happened, and I honestly wanted to take some time off because I thought, what the hell am I going to do? I've not got any of these. I didn't have anything at the time. Thank God I actually had the other files. Although I say that I've got the other files, I have to admit, I transferred them from the corrupt hard drive. They might still not be okay. I didn't check them. I could check them live on stream and see if they're okay. What I'll do is I'll do it afterwards, and if I don't have it for any specific reason, then I'll let you guys know. But I did transfer them, and they did finish transferring, and then that was last night. Sorry, then this morning that file finished transferring, so I think it's okay. I hope. Audrey and Roman Holiday is amazing. Oh, sorry. Audrey and Roman Holiday is amazing. Yeah, A Night at the Opera is still hilarious. What's Night at the Opera? Is that... That might be the other one of hers that I haven't seen. I'm gonna look it up. It's just come up with the Queen album. Oh, A Night at the Opera. There we go. Found it. Oh, it's Marx Brothers. Okay. I might get around to watching their films at some point. Obviously, it won't be yet, but I know that I've got a couple of their films on the list. And my list. Okay, do you wanna know how many lines this list is? Which will tell you roughly how many films there are. That's if it tells me how many lines. I don't think it does. Hang on, can I transfer that into... I could hand count them, but... Oh god, do you know what? I don't know if it's going to allow me to. What I could do... Hang on. I think on one or two of them it does actually say a certain actor's name, and then it says their films, like Robin Williams films, etc. Which some of his I still need to see because I haven't seen them. So word count. That's not helpful. Doesn't it tell you how many lines there are? I thought it always did. Am I an idiot? It feels weird wearing a hat today. I don't feel like I'm being professional. I also feel like I'm recording a video, not doing a live stream. You can see how messy my hair is. I'm not even going to take this off, but you can see how messy the hair is. With the hat on, I've got to watch at least one Marx Brothers movie. Night at the Opera is great. Okay, so that is the film that I will probably watch then, as a Marx Brother film. I'm going to write that down. Unless I did. No, I didn't. Alright, Errol Flynn. Marx Brothers films, and then I'll also put it as I had no intention of originally going live tonight. I wasn't even prepared for the stream. I was out when so I nipped to the shop after trying to figure out the hard drive thing, and that's when I posted the thing up on the channel saying that I was going to go live tonight at A Night at the Opera. What I'm going to do though is I'm only going to be on it for a little while longer, guys, and then I am going to end it just because I do want to try and fix the film if I can, the Abbott and Costello film. Although I do need to try and figure out where the heck I'm going to get the film file from. Do something anyway. Even if I transfer all the footage from this and try and start editing that War of the Worlds thing, it's going to be different. Well, I hope you guys are going to like it, and I don't know how well it's going to do. I'm doing it for fun because you guys requested it, and I thought it'd be really nice to watch, to listen to it and do something different for Halloween. And then if you've never seen Ghostwatch, I do want to try and get that done again. I need the film file for that, but it's incredible. It's very slow burning at first, but you'll love it. You will love it, especially if you love ghost stuff. Have you watched any Hitchcock movies? Yes. Yes, I have watched some Hitchcock movies. I want to say we watched... Did we watch one on the channel? I know I've seen Rear Window. Is it called Rear Window? I think. I never know the names of Hitchcock films, so I've seen the Hitchcock TV program. Rebecca is one of the personal favourites. Yeah, I've seen Rebecca. Vertigo, I have seen, I think. Yeah, Rear Window. Sorry, you've already mentioned it. And Notorious are great. Honestly, you can't go wrong with pretty much any Hitchcock film. I absolutely agree. I've not seen the original Rebecca. Let's have a look at the... I think I mentioned it on the last stream as well. Hitchcock movies. Yeah, I've not seen the old Rebecca, but I have seen the newer one with Lily James and Armie Hammer, I want to say. That's off the top of my head. Yeah, because I did mention on the last stream, because I said, oh god, it's got Armie Hammer in it. The newer one, I forgot, because there's been some stories of him recently, hasn't there, over the last couple of years. Psycho, I haven't seen Psycho. 39 Steps, it's interesting with that. I've not seen the film, but I've been to see the stage play in London, which was incredible. So I know the story, but I've never seen the film. Rope, I've not seen. Shadow of a Doubt, I've not seen. I'll name ones I haven't seen. Should I name ones I haven't seen? The ones I have seen. So, not seen The Birds. Shadow of a Doubt. I think I've seen Shadow of a Doubt. Is that the one with there's a gun, they're in a car at some point, and there's a gun? And that sounds stupid because that's pretty much every single film of his. A teenage girl overjoyed when her favourite uncle comes to visit the family in a quiet California town slowly begins to suspect that he is in fact the Merry Widow killer sought by the authorities. Kind of sounds familiar, but kind of doesn't at the same time. What have you guys said? Original Rebecca is a brilliant slow burn suspense, but that was Hitchcock's trademark. Yes, and I love the style Hitchcock has. The old films have got such a great way about them. Richard says Horse Feathers, Duck Soup, A Day at the Races, all good Marx Brothers films. I've heard of Duck Soup. I vaguely heard of A Day at the Races, I think, but I've yet to see any of them. So yeah, I've noted down Marx Brother films, and then I'll try to get to watch them at some point on the channel. Obviously I'm trying to navigate everything else at the same time, but please don't ever think I'm not going to watch the films when I say that I will, I promise. But it just takes time. I'm one man, as I always say. If you like Audrey Hepburn, you have to watch My Fair Lady. Yes, My Fair Lady. I've heard so much about My Fair Lady and I've not seen it. I've seen bits of it because I know, isn't that the film where she says, oh god, what's the famous line? Is it the one about the rain in Spain? Hang on. Also other Hitchcock films I've not seen. Vertigo. Charade is a film I've seen, I think, because it looks very familiar. Diabolic or Diabolique, I want to see. I think that's the one I want to see anyway. Disturbia as well. I always thought Disturbia was just a redone version of Rear Window, but I might be wrong. Strangers on a Train, I've seen the newer one of that. There was a TV drama by BBC at one point, but I've not seen the original. Or have I? I've watched a few versions of it, so I think I might have seen it. I don't know. I don't know. It's only until I watch something and then I go, oh yeah, I've seen it. Rain in Spain is from My Fair Lady. Thank you, Eric. I was about to look it up, so I took that long. Thank you. Santa Claus. Oh, Sanity Claus. I read that as Santa Claus. Like a funny way of saying Santa Claus. How are you guys anyway? Are you alright? Have you had a really lovely day? I realised last time, and I do it a lot on stream. I know, you know, we just hang out together, but I talk a lot on stream. And I wear my voice out a lot as well. And I realised last time, I think I was rabbiting on 100 miles an hour, and I wasn't, you know, resting in between. Original Rebecca is a slow burn. Yeah. See, I know I've read that one already, but I have seen one of his that was a really good suspense. It might have been Charade. I want to say that I've seen Charade. Isn't that the one where there's like is there like a German storyline or something in there, or a spy storyline or something? Romance and suspense ensue in Paris as a woman is pursued by several men who want a fortune her murdered husband had stolen. Yeah, is that the one where there's like a room next to a room and there's an adjoining door or something? It was years ago and I don't remember anything about watching it. Which brings me to the question, do I then rewatch it for the channel, having not seen it in many years? I don't know. Because technically I've seen it. Technically. Just hanging out. I love doing these lives. I just always find that if I'm not talking, then I don't want to bore you guys, if that makes sense. But yeah, no, it's nice being able to... This is what I said before, and I usually say it in comments and stuff, but I'll never say it whilst I'm on live. I love doing these things because it gives us a chance to like chat together that we don't normally get a chance to do, and it gives me time out of my schedule that I can just sit and just, you know, enjoy time with you guys instead of editing or running around like a blue ass fly. And yeah, just got up, need coffee. Oh god, what time is it there, Blaine? Although, isn't it for you guys? I've got coffee, by the way. It's like 7 o'clock here, but I had some dinner before I came on. Lovely. I wasn't going to have dinner, I was going to wait until later, and I thought, no, I need dinner before I start, because otherwise I'll never have dinner. Always love the movie talk. So many great movies that you can get to see. Yeah, I know. So many good ones. It's funny because this is what I was saying. I thought about it after the last stream, and I thought, even though I say, oh, well, let's talk movies and stuff, I feel like we don't. As in, like, I feel like I don't say anything about films when I'm on the stream. And there was some stuff I wanted to say about films. Like, oh, have you seen this? What films have you guys watched recently? Oh, that was it. Is it called Killer Instinct, I want to say? It's a new film that's just come out. Oh god, what is it called? It's set as if it's in the 80s. 80s killer. Like modern 80s horror killer time travel. Because they mentioned Back to the Future in it, in the trailer. Totally Killer, that's it. It's called Totally Killer. If you've not seen the trailer for it, check it out. If you love 80s, you love horror, it's brilliant. It looks amazing. I might watch it at some point on the channel. It won't be yet, probably next year or something. I think you'll love it. it looks great. Yeah, so many films that I do want to see, and the ones I've seen recently, I'll tell you about in a second. Fall is here, rain and clouds. Yeah, today has been stormy. There's that storm Babbitt or something. This makes me just think of that horror film. What was it? The Babadook. That chilled me to my bone, that film. Loved it. I saw the trailer to it years ago and went, I have to watch that because I know I'm going to love it. And I watched it and I love it. It's good. And again, you know me, if you've watched my Friday the 13th video, I don't like jump scares. I watch them, but I only get on so much with jump scares. 2:13 in the afternoon. Blimey. Yeah, it's 7:13 at night. Gotta love it. 11 a.m. Slept in a bit. Ooh, I love a good sleep in. See, I have this habit. I have this nasty habit that because I do a lot of editing for the channel. Honestly, that's the majority of the reason why I'm up at night. I don't go to bed until quite late or early in the morning, should I say. So when it gets round to waking up, I probably don't wake up till like at the earliest. Depends on what I'm doing that day, but sometimes I wake up at 11 sometimes, but more often than not it's about 9:30, 10. So yeah, and even with that, that's very little sleep. Have you done The Exorcist yet? No, not as yet, but it's funny because last year I got the film to watch and I have it, or had it, should I say. I don't have any of the stuff that I had now. So annoying. So I've got to get all of the files that I had for everything. I had all of the Our Flag Means Death episodes ready to watch. I've now got to re-get those episodes again. So annoying. And I had The Exorcist ready to watch as well. Not for this year, but just in general at some point. So I'm not doing it specifically for Halloween, but it'll be at some point. That's the standard for great horror. Yeah, it's meant to be so good. All I know about The Exorcist is that the films where the little girl says, in number 2 I think, she says, "They're back." It is a must, Marty. Blaine, Eric, I will make sure that I do watch it at some point on the channel. It's not on the list actually, funnily enough. I'm going to add it to the list now. One sec. There was something else you guys had said for me to watch. I get so caught up in talking like on stream and stuff that I always forget the other things that I'm doing. Because I never relax, if that makes sense. It was... Oh, that was Poltergeist, not Exorcist. Sorry, no, so Poltergeist is the one that I had a copy of. Not Exorcist. No, I've not seen Exorcist yet. I know of it. And that's the one with the girl on the bed. With the tune being... I don't know, I can't remember the tune now, but there's a specific tune that's in The Exorcist. Tubular Bells. I know of that. So that isn't on the list, but it is now. It will be, once I can actually spell. I'll put both because I will forget to do one otherwise. The funny thing is, I've been trying to work through this, so I actually have quite a lot of the films. I'm going to name a few of these off, see what you guys think. This is from last year, this list. It's sort of built up over time. Let's go through this properly. I'm very sorry if I'm very loud. So we've got Ghostbusters Afterlife and Back to the Future 2 and 3. Now, those were not so much requests, they were ones that I thought, oh, I'll do them at some point, so I put them on the list. I'm now thinking I know I love the Back to the Future series, but I've seen them, so I'm not going to do those. Ghostbusters Afterlife, I've seen it. I'm probably not going to watch it. So now I've got Inner Space, Stigmata, Doctor Who Earthshock, which obviously will be coming once I've watched up to that point in Doctor Who, whenever it came out. Defending Your Life, True Romance, Dead Again, Amadeus, Tarzan's Secret Treasure, Journey to the Centre of the Earth, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, The Time Machine, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, which I think I've seen, and I didn't realise when I put it on the list. I think I've actually seen Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Quatermass and the Pit, which, I had the film. So I always accrue some of these so that when I've got time, sometimes I watch 2 films a day. Like when I'm trying to watch a film, sometimes I'll watch just the one, but sometimes I'll try and watch more than one for that sitting, because I've got ready, and then I've set everything up, so it's just easier to do more than one. Like when I do the Doctor Who stuff, I watch the whole Aztec storyline as one, like in one go, but you see it as 2 videos. It's the same when I go to do the next ones. Thank God I didn't even start recording those. Well, that was it. Doctor Who. Thank God I put together the next one, episodes 3 and 4 of the Keys and Mariners storyline, as an uncut, because I've lost all Doctor Who. So any Doctor Who stuff that I had, anything that I have for Doctor Who. Oh no, which means no. The bit I have at the end, the Dalek bit, and the Dalek says subscribe to the channel. I've lost all of that as well. God damn it. So I'm basically gonna have to just get everything again. I'm gonna have to piece together the entire thing again. It'll come up as this media has not been found, so I'll have to just find everything again and just piece it all back together. Some of it obviously I'm not going to be able to find again because they were one-offs. But I'll have to get like some of the stuff. I might even have to rip from another video that I've done. Yeah, annoying, but it's there. Do you guys want to hear any of this list, by the way? I don't know if I'm just saying it for the sake of saying it, so apologies. I love that saying, having a bit of a lion. Yeah, I do. I love that. I absolutely love having a lion. Depends on, when I can have a lion. When I've not got stuff to do, but I've always got stuff to do every day. But I can't do it. I'm programmed to get up at 6 a.m. no matter what. Oh God, no, not 6 a.m. My dad does that, and I just can't. I'm a late person, so there's been times when I've gone to bed at 6 a.m. Like when I've been editing stuff. There's been times when I've just forgotten what the time is, or I'm just in the flow of working, and then I look at the time and I go, oh, it's 5:30. Oh, I better get to bed, and then go get to bed. That hard drive, why did it fail? I don't know. It had been clicking for ages, and then it said this hard drive is not accessible. Something to do with, I don't want to plug it in because the guy said don't plug it in again because it can ruin the. Yeah, just don't plug it in because it could, it might corrupt it more. So I took it down to him and he opened it up and he said, yeah, it looks like it needs new heads. So if that's any help. But that's pretty much why it didn't do it. Or why it didn't work. Yeah, Poltergeist, not Exorcist. I've realised. Yeah, didn't even realise. Didn't even know. The Girl on the Bed, Demon Possession and all. And Tubular Bells. Love Defending Your Life. Very funny movie from Albert Brooks. Defending Your Life. Because Megan said Defending Your Life, so I'll presume that's the name. One sec. Oh, God. I love that when I come on. It's funny because I do it in the edits as well. Look in the when I'm watching films, I'll yawn, but then I obviously cut that out of the videos. It's not because I'm bored. It's just I just yawn. I'm tired, probably. I think it's because I do so much, and then when I'm sitting and watching something, or like I'm here on live stream, I'm not using brain concentration to edit and stuff, if that makes sense, because I'm always editing. Defending Your Life. Oh, I've seen, not the film, I've seen the picture of both of them sitting on the sofa together, Meryl Streep and the other guy, but I don't know. Albert Brooks, yeah. I have to admit, I have never seen Albert Brooks before. I'm so sorry, but I'll add that. Would you like me to add that to the list? Defending Your Life. Actually, no. Do you know what? That's already on there, isn't it? Sorry.
Oh, I realised it's already on the list.
Defending Your Life, True Romance, Dead Again. Yeah, these are all being requested by people over this year. Most of these, though, are requests from YouTube, like in comments or from a live stream. This is what people have asked me for, but not ones through Patreon, which is where obviously the main ones at the moment are coming from Patreon. Journey to the Centre of the Earth, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, The Time Machine, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, Quartermaster in the Pit, The Belko Experiment, Sky Captain of the World of Tomorrow, which was a film that, even though I've not seen it, some people said to me, maybe don't watch Sky Captain of the World of Tomorrow. It's an okay film, but it's not very well made. But the reason I kept it on the list wasn't because it would be a great film. It was because I wanted to see if the storyline would be any good. And there's a few films like Cats, for instance, that I know isn't going to be great at all. But I want to watch it for just having a bit of a giggle, just a laugh, so that we can watch just a funny little thing together. So even something silly, like for instance with Abbott and Costello, I know that that's not going to be probably amazing, but it was. I really enjoyed it, and it's a very good film. Some of the art design, the cinematography, that kind of thing was great in there, but that wasn't what I went for it for. Colossus, the Full Bin project, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Some of these, like 20,000 Leagues, I also had the video file for, but now I don't have it again. Ice Cold in Alex, This Island Earth, 2010, the year we make contact. There's so many. Thankfully though, I recently just got hold of some, despite me already having watched 3 films for Christmas this year, which is, as you know if you've seen the previous live streams, Holiday Inn, Home Alone 4 and Krampus. I've seen those. The uncuts obviously I've lost, unless I can find them, unless they are on another hard drive, but the uncuts obviously I have uploaded already previously, I think. Oh god, I hope so. Yeah, I have. And those, I actually have a couple of other films that have come through for me to be able to use for Christmas. Whether I do them this year or I'll probably do them next year now, as in watch them this year for next year. It's more that I want to try and build up a catalogue of stuff so that I'm not getting into this situation where I go, oh my god, I've lost everything, but keep a backup of a backup, or just a backup in general, and have the edits done in time, because I need to get the edits done for Christmas now, over the next couple of months, so that I'm not having to edit them like I was last year on pretty much Christmas Eve. It wasn't Christmas Eve, it was the week of Christmas, but still. You're craving oxygen? Take a walk around the block. Was that me? Craving oxygen from yawning. Yes, yeah. I know that if you yawn, it's because you don't get as much oxygen in your body. Yeah. I can't take a walk around the block. Well, I can, but it's pitch black outside, so I can't. It's in the middle of the night. Well, it's 7:30 and it's pitch black, I want to say, ish. Yeah, ish. It's funny because like if I turn this light off, you can see how dark it actually is because I have a ring light here. But like, if I turn this off, hang on, if I can find the light switch. Where the hell is the light switch gone? Actually, where is it? There it is. Are you ready? I like it with the backlights, but it's so weird without it on. It looks really strange. Albert was a stand-up comedian who later made movies defending his life as one of his best. Sorry, defending your life was one of his best. Well, that is now on the list to watch, guys. I'm so sorry that I haven't seen it before now, but it's good. It's good though that I haven't seen it because now I can watch it on the channel. And I actually didn't put it on. Yeah, so originally what I've been doing is if people request a certain film and it's already on the list, I'll move it up. That, by the way, wasn't even near the amount of films that are on there. That was a sliver of them. I'm going to reel off a load of films now and blow your mind with how many there are. It won't blow your mind, but Ice Cold and Alex, This Island Earth, 2010 The Year We Make Contact, The Satan Bug, A New Leaf, The Equalizer, Flash Gordon, Christmas Vacation, Planes, Trains and Automobiles. Those two I've seen though, Christmas Vacation and Planes, Trains. So I'm probably not going to do those. Gone Fishing, Unaccompanied Minors, Dog Soldiers, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the new one, I've already seen the previous one. Madea, A Big Happy Family, The Bishop's Wife, Christmas in Connecticut, Flight the Phoenix, The Omega Man, The Wicker Man, Death Race 2000, Time After Time, The Last Chase, Escape from New York, Ford vs Ferrari, Train to Busan, Silent Running. There's so many. That's not even half. Yeah, there's so many ones in here that I want to see myself, that I've heard of. Someone even requested MASH. Was that a film? Because I know there's a TV show. But was there a film as well? Oh, also someone requested Marty. So thank you. I did used to write down the names of who requested them because I would shout out the person that requested them, but a lot of the time the people would come back to me and say, don't shout me out if that's okay, and I went, oh, okay, no worries. So I just didn't bother writing them down in the end. I've written down the names of the films, but not the not the people that have said about it. Yeah, it's so annoying as well because basically what I have is I have a physical media collection and I have a digital media collection because I like streaming stuff, but I don't tend to watch it, if that makes sense. I don't tend to. I was trying to process in my head what I was trying to say. I don't tend to watch it too much. If anything, I watch YouTube, and then I'll have the physical media collection there to be able to watch or grab something from my digital collection. But my downside is that this hard drive contains everything. Annoying that it contains my entire digital hard drive as well, like digital media stuff. So that's a pain. So I can spend 600 or 500 or whatever it's going to be to get it fixed, and it will solve all of my issues, and I won't have any problems. But if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and then I've wasted £600. Mind you, if it doesn't work, they say that they'll just do it for free, and if it doesn't work, then I don't have to pay them. MASH was indeed a film. Silent Running. MASH is... Yeah, so Silent Running, isn't that the film? I think I've seen Silent Running, and I think I wrote it down without thinking of it. Silent Running, I want to say, is the bobsleigh team film. That's right, isn't it? We are Jamaican bobsleigh team. I think that's the film from years ago that I absolutely loved it when it came out. I had it on VHS way back in the day, but I think that's that. Albert Brooks is a very funny writer and actor. Oh, I didn't know he was a writer as well. Oh, and he directed as well. Brilliant. Lost in America. He did that. Wait, is that the film I'm thinking of? Oh, another one that I want to see. Really badly want to see it. Is the... It might be Lost in America. What's the Robert De Niro film? Once Upon a Time in America. I had a copy of the extended version of it that wasn't released many places, and again, that's on the hard drive. It was like a 1080p or a 4K quality version of that. I now don't have that because I've seen a clip of it and it looks so mesmerizing. The cinematography, the story, I was just grasped by this one scene that I saw of it. It just looks magical, so yeah, that's one of the ones I want to see. Bruce Dern and the Little Robots. Wait, Bruce Dern and the Little Robots? What's Bruce Dern and the Little Robots? Is that a film? I feel like I'm an idiot every time I have to look up something like this, because I'm like, I don't know what it is. Lost in America. Yeah, that one I need to... I'll add that to the list. Wait, is that... I'm confused. Silent Running is not the film I was thinking it was. What am I thinking of then? Blue? Have you guys already said it in the chat? What the heck am I thinking of then? What's the wheel on the Jamaican bobsleigh team? Jamaican. I'm so confused. So it turns out that Silent Running is a sci-fi film. Oh, I'm thinking of, is it Cool Runnings? I'm a total ditz. Yeah, I am, I think. Yeah, I am. The name came to me as I was typing it in. Yeah, Cool Runnings, which is a fantastic film with John Candy. Such a good film. But yeah, I've seen that. Bruce Dern and the Little Robots. Silent Runnings with... I'm so sorry. People go, no. No, Silent Running with Bruce Dern. Yeah, I know. I've also recently... I haven't said this on the channel because obviously you don't see it in... I've noticed you don't see it in the film reactions. Is I've actually not been great. Like, I've not been well a lot of the time, and I'll have like flu tablets before, or treat it like I've got the flu before I do a reaction. I think it might just be, hang on. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's anxiety because of doing the films. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but yeah, every now and then, like especially when I'm editing and that, I'll be really down. Not down, but like I'll be really. I'll feel like I've got the flu, basically. Yeah, and at the moment, I know it's like COVID type stuff, so it's just brain fog and all of that stuff, all that good stuff. Which is another reason why it takes me a little longer now to do the edits, because I have to get around all of that stuff as well. Yeah, MASH. I've never seen... I didn't know that MASH was a film as well. I know that MASH was a TV series because I've seen bits of it. Episodes of it every now and then. I think my granddad used to watch it. And I've also realised, as of the edit that I was doing the night before, when I was doing the Abbott and Costello video, I've realised that my granddad looks a bit like Boris Karloff. Yeah, one of my granddads looked like Boris Karloff. Because I was looking at a picture of him going, looks just like my granddad. So strange. Not in most pictures, but just in these one or two pictures that I saw. Very strange. Yeah, that's it. The Once Upon a Time in America, really good film. Music by the great Eric Morricone, or Morricone. It's Morricone, I think. Yeah, Eric Morricone. Ennio Morricone. Sorry, Ennio. E-N-N-I-O. Yeah, E-N-N-I-O. Because Ennio Morricone also does the music for Cinema Paradiso that I have a huge love for. If you guys have never seen it, it's stunning. But you've probably seen it. It's an Italian film though, with subtitles. So you might not have. Yeah. I think what I might do is, so the whole point in the stream was I wanted to tell you about all of the struggles and stuff that I had today, and to originally say to you, I don't know what to do. I don't think that I'm going to be able to put any of the videos out that I said I would, because I forgot that I had the uncuts. I forgot that I had the footage for the War of the Worlds thing. I'm showing that as one, but there are 2 memory cards, but still. Yeah, I was so down earlier. I didn't know what to do. I was like, what do I do? I run out of footage. I've not got anything anymore. So annoyingly, I've still got to wait to be able to even put out the Abbott and Costello stuff, because I don't have the film file for it. But I can start work on the War of the Worlds stuff. Knowing me, by the time the Abbott and Costello thing gets here, I'll have done the War of the Worlds thing. So you might even see it the other way around. You might see War of the Worlds, which is hilarious, because I watched Ghostwatch before I watched War of the Worlds, and I reference Ghostwatch in War of the Worlds, and War of the Worlds is going out first. So yeah, you've seen it. Yeah, Eric, I think we mention that before. I think we mentioned it on the last stream, or one of them, about watching it, because it's a great film. I'm trying to think, there was something I was going to say to you guys that I recently saw, or recently got on DVD. Oh, give me a sec, I know what it is. It's all just occurred to me that I think I mentioned it previously on the last live stream, was this. Yeah, I think I did. I think I mentioned it on the last live stream. It's a detective film that has been requested on Patreon. I've never seen it. I had to get this version of it because it's the only version that was available. Richard, is that to me? Is that to me saying about this? You're going, oh my god, I know that. Yeah, it's Detective School Dropouts. So I'm going to be watching that at some point. That is actually a patron request, so that will be coming up. Probably, I wanted it to be October, November time, but it's most likely going to be more like November, December, maybe even January. I don't know when that's going to come out yet, but it's yeah, I have a slew of back catalogue stuff that I want to try and get done and edited for you guys, especially because I've said that I'm going to bring them out ages ago and I just haven't done it. Like for instance Laura and Moonstruck and yeah, other stuff that I know you guys are going to love, that I have absolutely loved watching. So Karloff was a very sweet man according to every story I've ever heard. Yeah, he does seem really genuinely lovely. Same, my granddad was lovely as well. And I've seen pictures of Karloff and I've seen bits of video of Karloff, mainly since doing the Arsenal and Old Lace video that I've seen all of those. But it turns out I have seen a picture of him years ago, because when I looked at one of the pictures in research, I went, oh, it might have been the picture that I used in the video. I can't remember now, but yeah, one of them I saw years ago. It's good. He's a very good actor. Good luck with the hard drive. Thank you so much. I honestly don't know what to do with it. I can take it somewhere to get it fixed, but it's the price of it, so I'm gonna have to save up, I suppose. I don't know. Just start from where you are. I love your classic film reactions in black and white, the best. Oh, thank you so much. Well, good thing with that is that when I'm doing any old-fashioned stuff, like even the War of the Worlds video, it's going to be in black and white, and I love doing that. It also helps me because trying to grade stuff, like grade the footage, sometimes, more often than not, I can use similar settings to what I've already used and like copy paste. I can't now because I have all the Premiere project files, so it's fine. But more often than not, it's difficult to do because of being colorblind. So black and white really helps me. So watching the vintage stuff kind of helps. By the way, I don't know if you guys like Cornwall, but you may notice I don't think I've ever worn this before in a video. But Port Isaac, love the place. It's such a lovely place. That's where I want to go to retire if I, many years time. Sorry, who's in it? In this? This has got David Landsberg, Lauren Dreyfus, and Christian De Sica. I want to say the photographer or the cinematographer, maybe. Giancarlo Ferrando. Music by George S. Clinton. I think that's director because it's all in a different language. I think it's Spanish, I want to say. Bear in mind the film isn't in Spanish. The film is in English. It's an American film, but I had to get this copy of it because there was no UK copies that I could watch, and I didn't know if the thing that I used to like take my films from media, I didn't know if that would be accessible for NTSC American stuff. So that's why I had to get this version of it. So this took a long time to get it. It must have taken 2 weeks to get it because it had to come from Spain, but it was worth it. I've got this one and I've got a Danny DeVito film. I can't remember the name of that, but yeah, that one's also coming as well, and I bought it at the same time as that. It's just not over there, it's somewhere else. But would love to see, I love it if you watch Gaslight. I've not seen Gaslight, I don't think. Let me have a look. From 1944. I love these old film requests. Thank you guys. I swear I should just get a list of vintage films, and if I didn't have any of the requests that were given to me by anybody in the comments sections or anything that wasn't like vintage, I would make my channel just vintage films or stuff that's kind of in that vintage era, even something that's newer that focuses on vintage stuff, or like really classic films like 2001 Space Odyssey, for instance, which was why I watched, because I had the comment about I can't remember what it was now, but it was something about me not watching great films, like they're not that great, and I was thinking, well, Friday the 13th, because that was the video that comment was left on. Friday the 13th is a classic, supposedly. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, but it was different to what I expected it to be. But like I've even got on the list Le Mans 66, and it's this really intriguing thing with that and Ford versus Ferrari, which are also on the list that people have requested. I normally wouldn't have any inclination to watch it, but I have got a very eclectic taste, and I've realised since watching So when I was at my dad's at Christmas time, I started watching this TV series where, oh god, who is he? Is he an actor? There's an actor that, I think I've mentioned this before in live. There's an actor that becomes a race car driver. This is a real life thing. It's a documentary regarding him becoming this race car driver. Well known Irish guy, played in, I want to say he played in one of the X-Men films. I've not really seen X-Men films. X-Men, Irish actor. You guys are in the chat going, this is him, Michael Fassbender. Which, that was it. I always kept thinking his name was very similar to being a racing driver anyway, because of Fassbender. Sounds like Fast Bender. But yeah, that TV series that I watched, or TV, it was a YouTube series, kind of got me into liking the world of racing. I didn't really, I don't know much about it now anyway, but I quite like it. And I'm not really into cars, but I like the cars and the fast pace of it, and so I don't know, I might like the films. So there's a whole list there. That's just a little bit of information for you that makes no sense, but so I waffle a lot. I'm writing down Gaslight because you have been lovely enough to request it, and I didn't write it down. There we go. It's written. It is written in the untold tales. It's so funny when I do my videos that were behind the scenes info for you. When I do my videos, sometimes I do various different intros and outros, and I always land on the same style, but I even do silly little voices for them as well. Like, I think I introed the War of the Worlds thing, and I went, hello and welcome to War of the Worlds from 1938, and I did like a proper old, I wanted to keep that up throughout it, and I thought I can't really give a serious reaction to it and still be posh, so I didn't do it. I cut it out completely. I do a bit of one at the beginning. I go, hello and welcome, but yeah, I haven't done that, but I do it quite often. I'll make little voices and stuff. Such a good one, but many I haven't seen many reactions to Gaslight. Yeah, it's really funny I've noticed with a lot of by the way, I'm holding my microphone is closer at the moment because my neighbour's come back, and she's the other side of the wall, so I don't want to be too loud. So you've got a bit of ASMR, or me just talking straight into the mic, as I usually do at this time in the stream. But I have more often than not wanted to do a podcast. I'm joking. Sorry. Gaslight. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of reactors don't tend to do vintage films, and I've mentioned this before, but they don't do the vintage stuff. And recently, I've noticed that quite a few of them have done the same films. Like, I bet within this week, Posh Spice. Maybe I've missed the thing. Ew, what my Posh Spice? You like the posh voice because you said you love my Peter Lorre impression, which I think I've now said the correct way. Peter Lorre, not Peter Law, as I kept saying in the video, because I'm a numpty. But no, I kept thinking when I was saying his name originally, when I looked at his name, I was going, oh, it's Peter Lorre. I thought, no, it's probably Peter Law. So I think that's why I said it. But I was corrected, so thank you.
You love the Peter Lorre impression. Thank you, master.
I can't exactly do it very well. I can do it better at times and then not great at other times. But if I had more time, do you know what I would love to do? Is, I know everybody and their mother does one. Everyone and their mums has one round here. If you've seen Hot Fuzz, you'll get the reference. Yeah, I've actually thought about, like, on my good days when there'll be days where I'll be in the right kind of frame of mind for wanting to talk about stuff, like talk about films or talk about stuff to do with, you know, what we watch on the channel and stuff, and a little bit of background stuff. I want to do almost like basically a podcast, but I haven't done it on purpose because I don't want to stray away from what we do on the channel, and then people just see me talking for God knows how long. So I thought, well, when we do these live streams, it's kind of like that anyway. But I have thought about it, like doing like an hour of me chatting and stuff about films and having a specific couple of little pointers that I want to say on the episode, or about films I've watched recently. But I'm not going to do it. Don't worry. I'm not going to go into it. As much as my brain is going, come on, you want to do it, do a podcast. I'm not going to do a podcast. I think it's because I like the radio stuff, and recently I've been talking a lot more on radio stuff. So I think part of me is going, do a podcast. Yeah. That's a classic. Which was a classic? Gaslight, yes. I've never seen a reaction to it. Well, you're in luck. I will do it at some point, I promise you. It's on the list. I've never seen anyone watch the movie Harvey. Ooh, Harvey with Jimmy Stewart. Yes. Thank you. I love a Jimmy Stewart film, and I did not know that existed. Harvey is now on the list. If you guys have got, let me know. Have you got any other films that you love with Jimmy Stewart? One of my favourites. It's a big classic. The Christmas. It's a Wonderful Life. I love it. Just love it. I watch it every year. I think I didn't watch it for a couple of years recently. Like I didn't watch it last year or the year before, but I usually watch it every year. I was very busy last year, and the year before that I think I was busy. Yeah, because that was when I didn't have time the previous year. I've even thought about watching it on the channel for Christmas time, but I thought, no, I've seen it already. People are not going to want to watch me watching it again, so I won't do it. You can tell the coffee's slightly kicked in now. Mike would probably love Harvey since he's a fan of Jimmy Stewart. Yes. Oh, see, I do the Peter Lorre impression. But I also do love doing a bit of Jimmy Stewart impressions. I'm terrible at it, I know, but so the one line I know that he does and I love him doing in It's a Wonderful Life is when he goes, hang on. What do you want, Mary? You want the moon? I'll throw a lasso around and I'll pull it down. Love that. Obviously I don't do a perfect impression, but it's somewhat of an impression. Better than some people probably, but not great. It's absolutely terrible. Have you seen Peter Lorre and M? No, I've not seen M, but that is on my list. Someone asked that last time on stream, and so that is actually on the... Well, it was on the list. Where is it? Oh no, there was one that I didn't write down, because I remember after the stream ended I went, oh shoot, have I got to write it down? And that was it. So I'm going to write it down now. There was another one as well. It wasn't a Peter Lorre film, but Triple R, like RRR. Yeah. Oh, it's funny, you know, you mentioned the Night That Panicked America. Someone must have said that on the last stream, because I've actually written that like 2 up from that. Never mind, I've removed that one because it's already on there. That's hilarious. Jimmy Stewart was one of Hitchcock's favourite actors. Oh, I say. Jimmy Stewart. That's turned more into the guy from Looney Tunes. I say. What was he? The Cockerel or something? I think. Love seeing Peter Lorre in any movie. Yeah, I know I'm the same. Not seen many films with him in it. Than any clips that I've seen. He's just such a lovely guy. I keep forgetting that he was in Casablanca. When I saw him in Casablanca, you'll see my reaction. I went, oh my god, yay! It's that guy. I don't think I even remembered his name. I knew who it was, but I don't think I remembered his name at the time. Triple R is meant to be a very, very good film. I've not seen it again, but I will watch it, Lisa. And hello and welcome. You've probably been here a little while. Apologies to anybody that's newer if you've just joined us. We're just here having a nice little chat and finding out about our loves of films. And after my big scare today, wait, was Jimmy in Casablanca? No, sorry, no. Peter Lorre. Peter Lorre was in Casablanca. Jimmy Stewart wasn't. Not that I know of, unless he was there in the background. But maybe. The Western, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance with Jimmy Stewart. That I'm going to have to write down. Do you know what I recently wanted to do if I didn't have as much on? Because I don't game often, but there's games that I've been wanting to play that I've kind of gone, oh, that might fit in really well with like film stuff. Maybe I could play them for the channel. Like someone asked me about Back to the Future. There's a game for Back to the Future that I have played way back when on the PS3, and I wanted to replay it, and someone said, oh, can you replay it? Turns out the company discontinued it, and I've now got a PS5, so I can't play it. But it turns out it is available online to download. Even though it's discontinued, you can find copies to download. Annoyingly, I had a copy, and it was on that hard drive. Yeah. So I thought about, I could either restart the channel that I had that was gaming and either make it into Gaming with Marty and do sort of like a one on the other, and maybe not do live streams of gaming but do like pre-recorded streams of gaming that I then upload when I've got time. But that's just so much work that I haven't got time to do, because there was that and Hogwarts Legacy that I wanted to play, and obviously that fits in with Harry Potter. As you can see, I like Harry Potter stuff. So I've recently watched number 1, 2 and 3 again. I haven't watched them for the channel just because, it's rewatching stuff. I keep trying to not do the rewatch thing if I can. Yeah, I've put The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, by the way, on the list. I feel like I can't get my words out today. You know when your English is like... Yeah. Casablanca had Humphrey Bogart. Yeah. It was a brilliant film. Claude Rains. Yeah, it was Claude Rains. I'm trying to remember. Was he the policeman? I think he was. Because I don't think I mentioned him in the... Yes, he was, yeah. I like him as an actor. I don't know of anything else he's been in. Phantom of the Opera. Another one I've not seen. In fact... I'm just going to say, I haven't seen any of the films that he's been in. It's annoying because there's so many films that I want to watch. I just don't have the time. As in, I am going to watch them, but when I mean I don't have the time, I mean you've only got so much time to put things out. If I had all the time in the world, I would put out film. If I could do one every day, I would. You'd get fed up with it, but I do one every day. Have I seen any of the Thin Man movies? No. What's the Thin Man movies? What are they? What on earth is the Thin Man series? Thank you for letting me know about these. I think I do need to go for that walk. Get some fresh air. Jesus, I keep yawning like hell. There was 5 films, or was that 6 in total? Oh, they were they were on Turner Classic Movies anyway. So they've got... It was after The Thin Man. There's The Thin Man, Another Thin Man, The Shadow of the Thin Man, The Thin Man Goes Home, and The Song of the Thin Man. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 films. Jesus, no, I've never seen them. I do. Oh, this kind of brings me back a little bit. So I was saying about the Heartbreak High thing earlier. Do I watch? Because it's not a. It's a TV series that I don't know how. Like, if it will be popular with you guys. If people won't really watch it, then I'll just stick it out as one series. I don't know. Obviously, I don't do stuff for people to watch. Well, I do. I want you to watch the stuff, but you know what I mean. I don't do it because of the views. I do it because, you know, I like watching the stuff, and I thought you guys might like to join me while I watch the stuff. But if it's saving me time, as in, I don't know if this makes any sense, but if it's saving me time from watching other stuff, so instead of me, because I can edit it all in the background, if that makes sense. So while I'm doing other stuff, I can start like other edits. I can just slowly work on this series as one big video. It'll be long though. It'll be a fairly long video. So I don't know whether or not to do Heartbreak High as a big long video. But again, like I said with Doctor Who, about releasing those as separate episodes, or is it like 2 episodes per video, or doing it as one big storyline. I think it kind of makes sense doing it as a 2 episode per thing, maybe. And that also comes back around to me saying, which I don't think I finished saying what I was saying, but Doctor Who wise, I did think about re-releasing the Unearthly Child videos that I've done because of what has happened recently with the Unearthly Child not being put onto iPlayer, just because of that, and doing it as the Unearthly Child series of videos, which is like 4 or 5 episodes, but I would include the unaired pilot in there as well that I reacted to. But I'm not going to do that unless you want to see it, like a redone version of it, but it's the same videos I've already put out, but a newer package, if that makes sense. Yeah, Thin Man movies though, I'll have to add that to the list. Thank you guys. I've not seen them. By the way, if anybody's new to the stream, I'm sorry I'm wearing a hat. I've just kind of come in today and just wanted to wear a hat instead because I wasn't ready to sort out the hair and everything, and just, yeah, so I thought, no, hat today. Very messy hair though, it's fluffy from the shower this morning, but yeah. Look at this, look at what's going on here. What's going on here? What's going on here? This looks a mess, this does. Jesus. Terrible. I look like a mess. You can't take it with you is an early Jimmy Stewart film. Ooh, what? You can't take it with you. I will add that to the list. Thank you very much. Jimmy Stewart by Frank Capra. Wait, there is a Jimmy Stewart film that's a Christmas film, not the It's Wonderful Life. Apparently there's another one by Frank Capra with Jimmy Stewart, I think. It might be the one I've got over there. There is a film. Let me have a look, one sec. So I've got... No, it's a Christmas Story. And then there's a couple other films, but I can't remember what they are. Yeah, I've got a copy of The Christmas Story. Well, A Christmas Story, should I say. So that's not coming this year. Potentially. I don't know. I don't know whether or not to do it this year, because I've already got a billion other things that I need to try and complete. So I'll see if I get time. But yeah, no, that's interesting with that one. That is added to the list. Don't sneeze. Don't sneeze. But it is Frank Capra. There you go. Yeah, I mentioned it at the beginning. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I was originally because I was going to watch the for Halloween. or for around this kind of time, I was meant to be watching Afterlife and also the 2016 Ghostbusters film, because I've never seen the 2016 one, because there was obviously a bad reputation around it, and just because I never had a chance to see it, I thought it might be fun to sit and watch it, because I love the originals. And I've seen Afterlife, but I just hadn't seen the 2016 one, because I never got around to it. And I thought it might be fun to watch them, just to kind of not critique the film, but have a bit of fun with it and see what it was like all these years later. But I haven't done it yet. I haven't got around to doing it yet. So maybe not this year. Doesn't have to be Halloween. It could be any time. But that's the reason why I've got that there, because I just love Ghostbusters and Back to the Future, as you can tell. William Powell. Sorry, reading back through the chat, I realised a couple of live streams ago that when I say stuff on live stream on the catch up, people don't see the chat unless I put the chat into the videos, which I never do. So you just see it as me talking. I genuinely don't know how to get the chat into OBS. Maybe there's a way to do it. Maybe there is a simple option to click. Maybe if I click on add, can I add chat? How do I do it? Text? No? I love how I'm doing this live. I'll do this when I'm off live, I think. Trying to figure out how to add chat to a... I suppose I could probably add the window. I don't know. I was going to say maybe I can add the chat window, but I'll sort it out afterwards. William Powell, William Powell's in The Thin Man. Sorry, yes. I just realised that's the same actor from The Thin Man. You probably said it in the chat. I could clone myself. Oh, now there's a thought. When I used to do videos years ago on a different channel, I used to clone myself. As in, I used to do split screens and stuff. What was the cloning thing for, though? Well, because I don't get time to do everything that I want to do. Yeah, because I can't put the videos out one by one like I want to do. Yeah. I think so. I've realised that the what I need, and not every channel has one, and obviously I'm a freelance editor as it is myself. That's why I edit my own videos. But I think what I need technically to be able to get videos out quicker, unless I just only do film edits and not Doctor Who, not Our Flag Means Death, which I don't want to do because I want to do those, if that makes sense. So yeah, I want to do those because I love those series and they're funny and Doctor Who is brilliant. So that's why I kind of juggle between them both. But because I have two shows and films, I try to do them frequently, but the schedule means that I only get a film done every couple of videos. But it's great for timekeeping because it means that I can work on two smaller videos, which technically is about the same size as a film, and then work on films. So yeah. So I'm going through the list. Nick and Nora Charles. Oh, was that their names in Thin Man? Classic detective movies. Yeah, I love detective films, as you know from seeing some of the stuff that I've watched, and for instance that as well. I love detective stuff and trying to figure out, not being annoying by the figuring out the plot, but like I did with Laura. This is why I can't wait to bring you Laura, the film. Being able to do kind of like we did with 12 Angry Men, where we sat there and we tried to figure out what was going on and what the answers were and fit all the clues together. And I really enjoy doing that in general when I'm watching crime dramas and stuff, and I try and figure out who the killer is and what the crime clues are and all of this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I love Jonathan Creek. Brilliant series. But yeah, I've gone off on a tangent. I mean, if I hadn't seen any of the episodes, I genuinely would watch Jonathan Creek on the channel. If they brought out some new episodes, I would watch them. But it's not vintage. I know, it's not old-fashioned. But again, classic detective movies. We'll watch some of those, or we'll watch original Sherlock Holmes. I did think of doing that. Maybe watching the original Sherlock Holmes. You know, the ones with Basil Rathbone, and the previous ones and the ones after. Because I had a couple of episodes of those, and I watched one of them, the first one I think it was, but I never watched any others. If you like Bogart, you might have to see the Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Oh, I meant to say, this is a bit of film thing that we can chat about quickly. Have you guys seen, so you know Snow White is coming out in this year, I want to say? Snow White's coming out with Rachel Ziegler, who I don't appreciate. I don't like the words that she's been saying, like at the strikes and stuff, and I don't want to say too much about this stuff because that's not what I do. I don't talk about that kind of stuff on the channel, and I don't want to bore you by saying about it. I've watched various videos of her talking about stuff, but obviously this is film related, so I don't appreciate the way that she goes about talking about the film that she's in, which is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, whenever that comes out, or Snow White. So because of the way she's going to be and the way they're changing the story, I don't appreciate that. I like the original. But did you see that there's another company called, and I think it's a really strange name, it's called Bent. This is a very weird name. Let me have a look it up. It's Bent Key, I think it's called. Yeah, Bent Key. They're doing Snow White and the Evil Queen, and it's got the YouTuber Brett Cooper in it. I vaguely know of them, and I've seen the clip. Have you guys seen the clip of the film? It looks really good, like really well done, but I don't know what it's going to be like. Apparently, and I don't know how they got the rights to it, but they're releasing it at the same time as the Disney film. How the hell did they get the rights from Disney? I take it they didn't, and they're just making it. But I think they're putting it out in cinemas as well. It's crazy, but it does look very good. But then again, the classic Snow White is the best. I watched that a billion times when I was a kid. Right, Treasure of the Sierra Madre. I've added that. At least I think that's how you say it, Madre. It's there is a language. Isn't that in Encanto? Madre, I think. I like how I'm looking to the chat to figure out if is that right. I've put you all off now talking about the Snow White dilemmas. I'm sorry. If you were to see one of them though, which one would you see? Eric says, never heard of it. Gonna give the Disney remake a pass. Love the original. I am exactly the same. So I'm torn though. I have said to myself that I probably won't see it because it just doesn't. It feels weird. Like the way they're going to do the story, the way they've changed their character, and the words that have kind of surrounded it, and the way they're trying to make the film. It doesn't sit right with me. So I've kind of just said I'm probably not going to see it. Obviously, if someone requests it for the channel, then I'll watch it for the channel at some point. But I'm likely to not watch it myself. However, there was something I was going to say about it, and I've forgotten. No, however, I loved, and this is again something I've said previously, but I loved the remake of West Side Story, which had Rachel Ziegler in it, and I loved her in that. Brilliant voice, great actress, loved it. And I was a fan of hers in that film until this new stuff that's come up, and I've gone, oh, I don't know how I feel about it. So yeah, And speaking of West Side Story, I've not seen the original. I know I've seen the new one and not the original, but I will watch the original. That was my plan. When I started the channel, my plan was to watch all of the big ones that I know that I'm going to love. Like, what's the film? American something. I think George Lucas made it. That's what someone's told me. Hang on. George Lucas. Someone is going to put American Graffiti. I haven't seen American Graffiti, and it's something I wanted to see for a little while. But films like that, I've kind of gone, Natalie Wood is amazing in that movie. Yeah, wasn't she... Natalie Wood, isn't she in the new one as well? She plays in... she plays a different character, but she plays... I want to say it's her anyway. They've kept her in the new one as like a cameo appearance. And if you've not seen it, by the way, and if you haven't seen any of the... Yeah, I think that's the one I'm thinking of, Natalie Wood. Because she played the girl in the previous one, like the young girl. But in this new one, she plays a different character. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Just looking it up. Or am I thinking of someone different and she's passed away? She's passed away! Sorry, that wrong person. That is not who I was thinking of. People are going to go in the chat now. No, she died. She died in 1981. No. Who the hell am I thinking of then? I'm sorry to anybody that heard what I just said. I'm sorry. Who am I thinking? Oh, am I thinking of Rita Moreno? Who played Anita? I think I am. Wrong one, sorry. Yeah, that was... Oh, unless they CGI'd her in. They could have, but they didn't. There was an actress in there, so yeah, it must have been the other one. Apologies. I didn't realise that she passed away. But to be fair, I don't know anything about her, so I do need to watch the original one. I love the music. Funny enough, I was listening to Officer Crab King earlier, but from the new one, because I love the music. I've realised I've actually missed some of this chat. I'm so sorry. Let's go back to the top. Bogart is best. Yep. Badges? We don't need no stinking badges. That's obviously from the Treasure of the Sierra Madre, or a different. Oh, it's probably from the Detective Thin Man films. Maybe. Are they comedy films? The Thin Man ones. I'd look it up, but I feel like if I'm chatting to you guys, so I might as well just ask you. If you've seen them, I'll ask you. Seen that line in a few films or shows? It's probably been in stuff like, I think it was actually Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well, which is a great show. And I've yet to see Series 8. Was it Series 8, the newer one? I still don't know if it was any good or not. I know it was brought out around the same time as the pandemic, so it probably... I know they wear masks. And there was the whole police thing going on at the time, so I don't know what it was like. Bogart in African Queen. Ooh, no, I've not seen African Queen either. I think, so what I planned on doing originally on the channel was to go through every person, like say, I mentioned earlier Robin Williams. Say, take Robin Williams and I'll watch every one of his films. Whether or not I put them all out in that order or not, but I try and watch as many films of his as possible. And then I'd go to another actor that I really like, for instance Jimmy Stewart, and watch all of Jimmy Stewart's films. But I know that's a lot, and some of them would intertwine, like watching Audrey Hepburn and Cary Grant films. There would be an intertwine there with The Third Man, is it? Whichever the one is with both of those in it. Yeah. Did I actually put... I don't know. Did I put African Queen on the list? I did. Okay, cool. Oh, that's okay, Lisa. Lisa said, I've enjoyed watching your Our Flag Means Death. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it so far. I've watched the next one as well, episode 5, and I've yet to watch any others past that. Obviously, I've had this hard drive issue, so originally my plan for today was going to be, right, wake up, shower, and do a bit of editing, let this video complete saving off, and then I was going to watch episodes 5 to 10 or 5 to 9 or however many there are of Our Flag Means Death and get them done and dusted. I might do a couple after this, but I need to start work on the next video more than anything else, especially with this issue that I've got with Abbott and Costello. So it's either I wait to be able to put Abbott and Costello out as the next video, or I try and get out the next one after that. I'm sort of stuck at the moment. I'm in limbo because I have no footage I have no film footage to be able to put to any of the stuff I've got that I've watched, unless I've got no I thought maybe I did, but I don't think I have. If you enjoy a sweet romance, there is one called Heaven Knows Mr. Allison. Oh, I do love romance films. Fun fact, and I did mention this in one of my early streams, is I am a bit of a sucker for a romance film. Has anybody seen the film Me Before You? Fun fact, I went to the cinema and I saw Me Before You 7 times. I love the film. Such a good one, with Emilia Clarke, who is just gorgeous. I've got a bit of soft spot for Emilia Clarke. Emilia Clarke? Yeah, Emilia Clarke. Soft spot for Emilia Clarke and Sam Claflin, I think it is. Yeah, he's in it and he's very, very good. The Maltese Falcons. Funny enough, Blaine, I've actually got Maltese Falcon on my list. Sorry, I was reading the comment above about the Mr. Allison film was about a nun and a marine stranded on an island together during World War II. That sounds fun, incredibly fun. The fact that it's a marine and a nun, and I can imagine them not pairing together very well. But yeah, the Maltese Falcon, that is on my list. Your 12 Angry Men was probably the first thing I saw of yours. Oh, thank you very much, Richard. I'm hoping you liked, because I noticed a few people said, oh, and I always see it on videos. I feel like you can never get the perfect balance between watching it, talking. Because if I didn't talk, if I just watched it, didn't give any input, then I'd turn out like a lot of what people say certain reactors are like. As in not YouTube reactors, I mean like those reactors that you hear about recently, like people have been doxxed and stuff. That, yeah. But what was I going to say about people say about talking a lot, but I've noticed it recently on various other videos of people I watch, which I think quite a fair few. Who do you guys... No, actually, I was going to say, who do you guys watch on YouTube? But I don't like asking that, because it's very personal. You watch who you want to watch. But I've noticed that YouTube tells me rough ideas of other channels that you guys watch. And it's funny, because I actually watch the same people that you do. So one or two of the people that I watch have said recently that they've had where people have said to them, oh, you talk too much. It's like, well, that's what we do. That we're not talking as in just rambling and talking. I mean, I do ramble, but it's constructive criticisms, or it's our thoughts on the films, or just things. That's why I say sometimes at the beginning of film reactions that I'll just say whatever comes into my brain, because it does. It does just come into my brain. and so you know from the first thing. But thank you. The 12 Angry Men though was one of the ones that people said to me, "Oh, you talk too much." The funny thing is though, because the film is quite contemplative, when I was editing it, I noticed that I was very silent for a lot of it because I was trying to think about the film and give my input. So I felt like that reaction wasn't that great. I loved the film and I really enjoyed watching it, but I felt like I didn't give as much input as I wanted to, if that makes sense, because a lot of it was in my brain that I was trying to work out things and trying to, because there's a lot of characters there, I was trying to take in all of their personalities and how they were being with each other. And people have rightly so mentioned in comments about things that I missed to do with characters and the way they've said things, and that's because I think I over concentrate sometimes. And yeah, but thank you though for saying that you enjoyed it. I'm glad you liked it. I realised I think I'm a bit back to front because some of the comments you guys have made, I've moved them around in my head, like from where I was looking. Oh, this is something I don't think I asked on the previous one. I don't remember if Friday the 13th had gone out by that point. Did you guys watch the Friday the 13th video? And if you did you like the CSI Miami bit? No, I haven't done one since then, because I mentioned CSI that I liked it before I was editing that video. Did you like that there was a little CSI bit where he says something and he puts glasses on, and when I was editing I went, oh, that's so Horatio Caine from CSI, or David Caruso. So I edited it into that. I thought it was so funny. In my head, to everyone else watching it, they were watching a horror film and all of a sudden CSI Miami shows up. I edit what I think at the time, and sometimes it doesn't always work out that way. It doesn't work out that you have the same thoughts, but I realised I swallowed right next to the microphone. You just heard me swallow. That sounds rude. So I'm trying to take in what you guys have said in chat, but oh, it's the only one that laughed and directed. Ooh, Night of the Hunter. Sorry, I missed that. Night of the Hunter is another one I'll put on the list. Unless I already did. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Doing Blue Steel there. Have you seen Mitchum in Ryan's Daughter? No. I have not heard of Ryan's Daughter. I have a friend called Ryan who has a daughter, but I've not seen the film Ryan's Daughter. I'll have to check it out though. Rich Marino was in the original. Ooh. Oh, sorry. Rita Marino was in the original. Jesus. I can't read, man. I can't read. The Thin Man films are sometimes very comical, sometimes suspenseful, very wholesome. Ooh. In that case then, I'll probably really like it. Sorry, I got an itch in my eye. But no, I'll have to watch it. 100% I'll have to watch it. Ooh. The films. Not all together, but I'll watch them over time. I don't know how long they are, but I already wrote down the Thin Man movies. That's good. I sometimes forget what I've written down. Oh, the Badger's line is from Treasure of the Sierra Madre. It could be Madra, and I'm just saying Madra like that, but I think that is it. Yes, Megan. When evil can be as sweet as sugar. That sounds like a very evil line. Evil can be as sweet as sugar. An absolute must-watch in terms of classics is All About Eve. Ooh, I do believe that is already on the list of things to watch, but I've added it just in case. My list is slowly getting longer. The dialogue in that one is amazing. Yeah, I feel like in terms of edits, I do need an editor. That's what I was trying to say earlier. I edit everything myself, but I think I'm now starting to get to the point where I just want to try and get ahead of myself a bit. And every time I get ahead of myself, something happens. Like a little while ago, I had the fan go in the computer, so I had to get that replaced. And then now it's the hard drive has completely failed. Not on the computer, but on the just in general. My hard drive failed. Oh my god. I've just noticed I knocked the desk and everything was like a bloody thingy. An earthquake. Their facial experience. I can't speak. Their facial experiences, I said. Their facial expressions when she is receiving her award in the beginning. What's that in? Oh, is that in All About Eve? I've gotta watch it, man. I gotta watch it. Now, we've seen the movies. We love the talking during reactions, so never stop. Thank you, Eric. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I always feel like that's... I think I mentioned it previously. Like, that's why I give my inputs, because I like to give my input. That's just the natural way that it's funny, because when I watch the films, I don't talk to myself, obviously, but I'll say things in my head, or I'll say things sometimes out loud when I'm by myself, obviously, watching stuff. Even while if I ever watch something with my dad, like recently I've started watching wasn't films, although the other day, obviously I've not watched it for the channel, but the other day my dad and I watched Sausage Party, because me and my dad love a good bit of weird humour, and I watched Sausage Party and went, what the hell is this? It was hilarious, so un-PC, but so bloody amazing, and weird. But we had so many questions that we were just thrown across the table to each other, like, what's going on? What? The Irish potato was hilarious. I can't repeat the lines he says because this is YouTube, and they'll probably ban me for saying the lines, or at least ban me off of the live. But yeah, no, I've recently been watching a BBC TV series, which is, I'm not going to say too much on it, but it's about a specific person with grey, scraggly, long hair who wears jumpsuits. You'll probably know the guy I'm on about. From up north, always smoked a cigar, wore rings, always did this kind of thing. Not that's a very what's his name? Del Boy move, but no, not that. But I've lol, Sausage Party. Oh lord, yeah. To be fair, I could have watched that on the channel, but I would have had to do a lot of censoring because there's a lot in that. But it's funny, so funny. I loved it, but weird at the same time. But yeah, I started watching this BBC series with my dad. We watched 3 episodes, but I don't like that it puts him in like a dramatized light. This guy that it's about. Because and it's made by it's made by the BBC. If you guys know anything about the BBC, which is another thing of talking about the BBC with Doctor Who recently, which I kind of spoke about earlier, but I want to see your opinions on it. What, as a quick question, what do you think about the Doctor Who thing with the BBC recently? If you don't know, then I'll tell you in a minute. But this other TV series is about, I'm not going to say too much, but it's about a specific guy who worked with the BBC. He was a radio presenter for the BBC. He did Top of the Pops way back in the day. And the TV series interviews people beforehand, but then it talks about him, but it's a drama, and it's so weird. And it kind of feels like they're painting him in a good light because they're making a big drama out of him. Or trying to get you onto his side. So strange. But yeah. Also because I love comedy, because I love crime stuff, by the way. I've often thought about us watching a crime drama, like a proper crime drama. Seeing our thoughts on it. Because I thought it'd be really fun to do. Vintage crime dramas like Laura is amazing as well, because it's best of the both worlds, if that makes sense. I'm just reading the chat in case you're wondering why I'm staring off into space, because I've missed a fair bit. For me, it's not about how much reactors talk, but when. Yes, so that's why I think I did it. I don't remember which film it was. It might have been Friday the 13th. Yes, it was. It was Friday the 13th, and I think I cut it out of the video. In the original edit I had for the opening scene, you know, there's an opening bit in the 50s, and then there's the title sequence part, like the opening titles. During the opening titles, you see me talking, and I don't remember if I put it in there or deleted it, but I put a subtitle at the bottom that says "just chatting whilst the opening titles are on," because I'd said something that was kind of valid to what I was thinking about the film. And if there's anything that I think it doesn't really fit, or it doesn't really work very well, I cut it out of the video. Most of it I keep in, 99% of it I keep in, but if you watch the uncuts, you'll see what I mean. There's stuff there that I say that might clip in a little bit to something they say in the film that makes sense, that I hear, but if you're watching the reaction of me saying it and watching the film at the same time, it would actually overlap slightly, and you guys wouldn't be able to hear it. But while I'm talking, I can hear it and process what they're saying, and then react to that, if that makes sense. So like if I'm saying something now, and they say, "Oh my god, what's that?" I'll finish what I'm saying and then look over and go, "Oh my god." But in the edit, quite more often than not, and that's where I started doing the thing where you don't see me on the screen and I zoom in a bit more to the film or whatever content we're showing, is because sometimes when that happens, I talk over a bit of what they've just said, and I've heard it, and I want you guys to hear it, so I try and give you the best experience without cutting any important lines out. Say I was watching Braveheart, which I've not seen, but say I was watching Braveheart and they which I think a reaction channel recently that I watched, she forgot to put that line in. You know, you'll probably know who I'm talking about if you've watched it, and she put it out as a short instead because she cut that part out, or her editor cut that part out. I think she does her own editing, but she cut out the bit where he says, was it freedom or something, or another line of a film, whatever it was, and that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to completely miss something. So if there's anything I don't specifically catch, or if I don't, like if I react to it part sentence, but it overlays what they say, I'll squidge the timing a little bit so that you can see it and I see it at the same time, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So I try and make it so that you see it correctly. That's why I always love it when there's times where I'll say something at the exact same time a character says it and I go, "Oh my god." And so in the edit I make sure that I show us side by side saying it together, like in Home Alone 3 I think it was. There was a time where I say something specific, and I think it happens in Abbott and Costello as well. I say something specific and they say the same thing at the same time, and so I put it next to each other because I think it's just funny. I don't know how much longer, by the way, I'm going to be. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, reactors talking over a classic line. That's why I try not to. Like I'll speak when I know there's silence, or when I feel like there's a gap, if that makes sense. Whereas if I know it's a bit of conversation that's happening, I try not to talk. Or if there's certain lines there that I can talk over, or certain sections of the film that I think this won't be, beneficial for you guys to be watching, I'll just keep it in there and I'll cut that bit of the film out, if that makes sense. It's interesting. I've kind of wanted to show you like a behind the scenes of how it's done. Not how it's done, because it's fairly simple. I do the reaction and then I cut them together. But how I decide between what to keep, what not to keep in the edit, and how I show one than the other, and that kind of thing. But I don't think many people would be interested. I know you guys enjoy watching the videos, so thank you. And I absolutely love making the videos. So even if nobody watched them, I would still do it. I think if it gets to a time though where if someone didn't watch the stuff for so long, and I was better off spending the time on other stuff, kind of like what I did with Goosebumps. I felt like, well, I could spend more time actually watching films that we both like, that you guys want to watch and I want to watch. So I just stopped doing the series. The same with Cabinet of Curiosities. I've watched most of that now. I haven't watched all of it, but I've watched most of it. And it's good. I enjoy it, but obviously doesn't always work out that way. And I want to try and spend my time best by watching things that we both want to, watch. If that makes any sense. And I love all of the stuff that you guys recommend. All of the films that are on my list are stuff that's been recommended to me, and there's not a single one that anyone has ever said that I've gone, ooh, no. There are one or two that I've thought, if anybody ever asks me for those, I'm going to have to decline, because I genuinely either don't want to see it, not in a horrible way, but just out of like my own, I don't know what it's called. Yeah. Just I've said to myself, I'm not going to watch that. Yeah. It's my own feelings towards it. But that's never happened. So I'm not going to say what it is though. Richard, I'm glad you like the add-ins. The rewinded jump scare reactions were great. Yes! Thank you. I love that you guys love those jump scare reaction rewinds, because sometimes I feel, especially when I watch people that will watch certain films, or if I watch gameplays where someone jumps, I like seeing the jump, and sometimes I'll go back myself and watch it because I think it's hilarious that they've got scared in that specific way. So that's why I do the little rewinds for you guys, so you can see it again. And I think it's hilarious when I got there was a bit, I think it was the bit right at the end of Friday the 13th where I had no idea it was coming, and I freaked out. I reminded myself of Jim Carrey. Do you know where is it in Liar Liar? You know when he does the thing. He does that. Reminded myself of that because I jumped scared so flipping hard with it. But and I love being able to, because I'm a horror fan, but I'm not a big fan of jump scares. I like them, but I don't like them at the same time. If that makes sense. Yeah. If it's a harsh horror jump scare and it's needed and it's good, then yes. But if it's just there for the sake of it being a jump scare, then no. But it's always funny because I try to, when I watch horror films in cinemas and that, I'll do this whenever I feel like it's going to come up, and I think I've done that before in a video, probably Halloween. But I try not to do that. Now, anyway, especially when I'm doing the channel stuff. I can't do that because it just looks unprofessional. Just me sitting there going the entire time trying to watch something, looking like an elf covering my ears. I like when reactors pay close attention, but I don't mind some well-placed commentary. Yeah, that's it. If it's something that's necessary for it, and that's why I like doing my little bit of film commentary as well. You know, about how they filmed something. That's kind of what I did with the Back to the Future one that I watched. Because I've seen Back to the Future before, but when I did the video, I made it more specific to. It was a commentary style one where I would give more commentary about the way it was filmed and the bits of information that I knew anyway, and my thoughts on that stuff. But I feel like I think I cut most of it or some of it anyway. But there is a video on the channel. There's 2 videos on the channel. There's one is just my entire commentary, as is, as almost like a podcast style video that I was going to do more of, but I never did. In the end, it was just my own commentary track. And then the edited one, which was the first video on the channel. Oh, Eric, thank you. Marty's a good reactor. Find his comments well placed in the movies he reacts to. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, the 99% of it is exactly as I watch it. I'll only comment when I feel like it's the right, like when it fits well, if that makes sense. Because it's what I'm thinking in my head. So I'll wait for something to finish. I don't go, oh my god, and start yabbering about that thing. I'll watch that specific scene happen and maybe say a few words, but then once there's a gap, like when we watched 2001 Space Odyssey, people said I chatted so much in that, but then I thought, well, have you seen the film? Do you know how much silence with music there is? How much that I would have to just mute if I was to do that, because there's a lot of copyright stuff in there with music. So I thought, well, it's all beautiful on the screen. I'll just talk about it because you can still see it on the screen while I'm talking. You're not having to hear anything other than music, so I'll speak. So I'll only speak when I feel like it's needed, or if I want to say something. So I'm just reading the comments, sorry. Thank you, Megan. Agree that Marty's a good reactor. I'm so shy about these kind of things because I really appreciate that you love it. I don't think I'm a good reactor. I love making the content videos. I love making the videos, and it's just yeah, it's just something I love to do. And I'll watch films, like I've watched many films before the channel was even started, and I'd always have my own thoughts to it, and not always have people there that I can chat about it with, especially if I'm watching it with my dad. He's not really a film person, he's not really a film buff, if that makes sense. Like, it's someone who talks about films, so it's difficult. Whereas on here, I feel like I can. Or if I'm talking with a good couple of my friends who are really into film, which I've only over the last 5 or so years met them, so I haven't really had any output anywhere else other than talking to them about films, which isn't all the time, that's only sometimes. So it's nice to be able to have a place that I can chat about film if I've got something to say. Which brings me on to, once I've read the chat, the Doctor Who thing, which I know I've spoke about a little bit on the live stream, but I don't get why he's gatekeeping, as they say, that first story. And I completely understand that it was his dad's work. If you don't know, the son of the Unearthly Child creator, Steph Coburn, I think it was Steph Coburn. The son is something Steph Coburn, I can't remember his name now, but he is stopping the Unearthly Child from being released again on iPlayer, like for the rights. And he also says that he owns the name TARDIS, or Time and Relative Dimensions in Space anyway, not TARDIS, because TARDIS is owned by Verity Lambert. This is kind of stuff that I've been piecing together, especially from watching other YouTubers. There's a name, YouTubers, like Tharies, Mr. TARDIS. If you guys watch any of those, if you are Doctor Who people, if you're all Whovians, then you might watch those as well. Yeah, and the fact that he's doing that annoys me, but you have got physical media there. You can still watch it on physical media, and there's other places you can watch it online as well. Don't do that, but if there's other places you can watch it online as well. And I don't agree with him doing it, but at the same time I can see why he's doing it, but I just feel like it's spiteful. It doesn't allow other people to see it, which was one of the reasons I said about re-releasing my episode watches of them as like a 5-episode mega video, just to say, well, if you want to watch them again, here's my reactions to them again. But it might mess it up because I'm on Aztecs 1 and 2 at the moment, and then you'd watch The Unearthly Child again. It's a bit of a weird ring around. What are your thoughts to it if you've heard of any information of it? You've probably not. You're probably completely out of the loop with it, and I wasn't up until about 4 days ago, or however many days ago it was when the story first broke. But oh, Blaine, thank you. So I've just got around to that bit of the chat. Good line, Megan. Sweet as sugar. And then Marty's a good one. That's why I'm here. Oh. You guys are amazing. Thank you. It's actually really nice to be able to hang out with a great group of people that love film in general. Like I said about with my friends, and that when I hang out with them, we chat about film. It's a nice little different thing. Like when I went to see Dune in IMAX, Dune 1 that was, way back when, and a couple of friends and I went to see it in London, and then after that, because my friends live in London, we went to one of the local pubs, because obviously I was taking the train back. We went to one of the local pubs and just had a few beers and chatted about Dune and other films that we'd seen around the same time, and it was fantastic being able to talk about the films and discuss like the elements of it. And I love it, the soundtrack to it and the cinematography, and Denis Villeneuve's work is just stunning. So yeah, when that part 2 comes out, I'm going to go and see it when it eventually comes out. That makes sense, Mike. I get concerned that the reactor is missing dialogue. Yes, I'm exactly the same. So when I think I watched a reactor at some. Sorry, I've got the PlayStation still on in the background because I was watching a video when I went to go live. So I left it on in the background, but my battery's just run out in the remote. So yeah, it'll probably make a couple of noises in the background, but I should have turned it off. Save electric, I know. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to watching it once I finish the live stream. So I think I watched a reaction once before, and I thought, oh no, don't miss the line, because it was coming up and she was talking. So I thought, oh god, is she going to miss it? She didn't miss it, so that was fine. But yeah, I do the same thing. That's why when I started, that was before I started the channel, and I really liked some of the reactors at the same time, around that time, and I thought, well, I've always wanted this output, this place to put my thoughts about films, because I've always loved film, but where the heck do I say it? And I thought, well, I could start a channel, and I didn't know what to start the channel of, doing reactions or doing physical media stuff, but I thought, even though I love physical media, I don't collect a lot of it. And yes, okay, I've got stuff like this really niche stuff that I wouldn't really class that physical media. It's just a DVD. It's still physical media, don't get me wrong, but yeah. So I wanted something to say about the films, and originally it was going to be reactions to trailers and stuff, which I could do, and they are a lot easier because they don't take me a week to do a video. They take me a couple of hours. Like when I did the Doctor Who one, that must have taken. I got that out within, I think, the same day that I recorded it. I recorded it and then put it out, so I could get loads done. I could get loads of videos done. But doing what I do takes a lot of time to edit. So yeah, I've chosen the hardest path possible. But I love it. Do not watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre ever. It's like a snuff film. Really? Oh, really? I think I've not seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've seen Last House on the Left, and I think I've seen. There's one with a. It's not Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but there's a film very similar to it with a school bus. And then when I saw the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre trailer, because I was just curious as to what it was going to be about, why they're redoing the stuff, there was a school bus in it, and I went, that reminds me so much of the original thing I've seen. But I don't know what the thing was that I've watched. But yeah, I think... Oh no, I know. Do you know what I think it was? The Hills Have Eyes. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't The Hills Have Eyes. It was. There was something about Wolf. Do you guys know what it is? Not the thing with the bus, but there was another film where they're lost in the middle of nowhere. Is it like Wolf's Night or something? And an ex and I saw that because she wanted to watch it. I'm going, okay, if you want to see it, that's fine. She said, oh yeah, it's one of my favourites. And I'm going, really? You like that? It's not Night Wolf. Please tell me you guys know what it is, because I honestly don't. I feel like you don't. I've looked it up and I can't find what it is. If you like romances, I have many to recommend. I find that older films have a lot of romance. Yeah, they do. Especially a lot of the black and whites, the vintage ones, like Casablanca, for instance. They've all got so many wonderful romance scenes. The raised eyebrows, that. You like that? It kind of almost frightened me when she said that she liked it, because I didn't know what the film was until we started watching it, and I realised that it's very Hills of Eyes slash... Again, I've not seen The Hills of Eyes. I know of it, and I've seen bits of it, but I've never seen the full film. Same with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Last House on the Left. I've seen The Last House on the Left, and it reminds me a lot of that as well. That kind of middle of nowhere. It's basically, I think it's someone breaks down in the middle of nowhere. They need like the nuts and bolts on their wheels redone or something, or they need like a new tyre. And out of nowhere, this guy shows up, but it's called The Road to Wolf Creek. Is it? Wolf Creek? I think that sounds right, Wolf Creek. Maybe it's just Wolf Creek in general. That was 2005. Was that the film that I'm thinking of? That's it. I think it's Wolf Creek. She said she'd seen it, enjoyed it. Do I want to watch it again with her? And so we rented it to watch it, and I was kind of freaked out. She was older than me, and so she'd seen it years and years ago, but I was like, do you like this? And she wasn't, the reason I'm saying it is she was the one that I went to see Me Before You with. That's the kind of film that I knew that she loved. So that romance, that kind of... She didn't like films either. So it was really odd trying to watch films with her and discuss the films after we'd seen them, and she didn't like them. But yeah, it was Wolf Creek. I knew it was something to do with wolf, and I couldn't remember what it was. But if you've seen Wolf Creek, you'll know what I mean by the style of it. So, yeah, Megan, please feel free to recommend some horror films. Horror films? Jesus. I've got horror films on my brain. So I saw I Spit on Your Grave and I thought of horror. Recommend some films to me. Some romance or whatever films to me. I love a good romance. I suppose Good Will Hunting is like a feel-good... I don't really know. I was going to say it's like a feel-good romance slash brotherly love, father-son thing. I'm not entirely sure. We watched it, obviously, Good Will Hunting, and I loved it. Good Robin Williams film, or great Robin Williams film. And you'll see I say his name a lot. But I just have come to realise over the last few months that I've seen barely any of his films. I rewatched Mrs. Doubtfire the other day. I love that film. It's so good. Hello there. And also we mentioned about Sausage Party earlier. The hot dog bit, he goes, we do a good impression of a hot dog. He does the hot dog thing. So good. I have nattered a lot. I'm so sorry. The right jump scare in the right place is classic. Like in that movie Jaws. Do you know what? Again, I think, Eric, you might have been the person that recommended Jaws to me. Someone said to me about watching it, because I've not seen it. And I know there's a fair few people that I know of, or that I watch, and they say their favourite film is Jaws, for instance. And I've not seen it. And it bugs me that I've not seen it, but I will do it. I will watch it. It's on my list. I'm thinking what I might do is I might watch it this summer, so this coming summer, because I think it's a summer film from what I've heard. I only know that because when I watched... Oh god, have I put that video out yet? Oh god, I don't know if I have. Did I put that out? There's a video that I've made, one of the videos I've made, and I make mention at the end of it to... No, I haven't put it out yet. No, I haven't put it out yet. It's Ghostwatch. In the end of Ghostwatch, I make reference to two of the physical media people that I watch, because they did an interview, specifically one of them, but I made mention to the other one because I thought it was him. Two of the physical media people that I watch did an interview with the director, Leslie Manning, of Ghostwatch, and I reached out, I messaged about the film on Twitter, and she she engaged with the comment anyway. So when I was doing the video for it, I mentioned this part, but the reason I'm saying it is because the guy that I mentioned on the video, one of the physical media guys, his favourite film is Jaws. Long way of me saying that. That guy's name, by the way, is... Oh my god. I'm trying to think of his channel name. If you watch physical media people, you probably know who I'm talking about. It's Jeff from Films at Home. That's it. I just imagine him saying Jeff from Films at Home. That was what made me go, oh yeah, it's Jeff from Films at Home. But that wasn't the one that does the interview. The one who does the interview was actually... I always forget his name as well. I forget everyone's names, I swear. I know your guys' names. I know when I see a new person, when I see someone who's been here for a while, and but yeah, anyway, that's in the video. When Ghostwatch comes out, you'll understand. Eric says, "The Spit on Your Grave is one of the worst. Definitely a don't watch, but no warmth." Yeah, I Spit on Your Grave is definitely one of the ones that I've heard of. That wasn't that one of the... What were they called? Video nasties? I think I Spit on Your Grave was a video nasty from way back in the day. That was it Margaret Thatcher that stopped helped to stop those? Hang on, video nasties. List. I Spit on Your Grave. It doesn't say that it's on the list. Oh no, it might be. I Spit on Your Grave is also known as the Day of the Woman. Is it? This is 72 bands titles. You guys have probably said it in the chat and I'm going, what is it? I don't know. I Spit. Yes it is. It's number 21 on the Video Nasties list. I thought it might have been, but... Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a classic. Yes, it's brutal, but it's also kind of fun. See, I want to watch some of the films that are like fun on the channel. Hence why I said about an idiotic one, Cat. Oh, yeah. Hence why I said about the idiotic one, Cat. Just something that's stupid, hilarious, but even some of the really bad. And I've said this before. Even some of the really bad Netflix films. When I've got a chance to, when I've not got, when I'm a little better off with video edits being done, videos are done, and I've got time, I do want to sit down and try and watch one or two of the, even like for Christmas time, one year we'll sit down and we'll watch a really silly film that makes no sense just to go, what? And try and just enjoy it. So you can grab a bag of popcorn, sit and watch the film with me, and just enjoy. Or even we watch it on stream together, but obviously you can't see it because of copyright and stuff. Like I do a live reaction to something. I've wanted to do that at some point to something. I don't know what. But even if I'm watching it on the TV and I'll just sit like this and I'll put the DVD in and you can hear it in the background, kind of. And then I'll just sit there and go, what the hell? I just think it would be fun to do. Like maybe if we go into another lockdown at any point, we'll do that. I've thought about doing it for Doctor Who as well, but I don't know because of not having live TV. I don't have BBC live TV, so I can't. It's not that gory, but can be disturbing. I saw it at the theatre when I was 12. Oh my god, Blaine. How did you... Wait. Sorry, which one's... Is that I Spit on Your Grave, or is that Jaws that you saw when you were 12? Try not to yawn again. I want to say that's probably Jaws. Watch Jaws for the 4th of July. Yes, that's when I was thinking of watching it, because everyone says that it's a summer film, and it came out on the 4th of July, I want to say. Hence why I wanted to get War of the Worlds done for the 30th. So that's the original idea, which I don't think I've been saying to you guys. I vaguely mentioned it in the past stream. So the idea is for those two films, War of the Worlds radio drama and Ghostwatch, because the War of the Worlds is a radio drama and it's not a film, you might not want to watch it, or I'm hoping you do want to watch it because it's a bit of fun. But if you don't, or if you can always wait until supposedly the next day for Halloween itself, when I wanted to release Halloween Ghostwatch. But it's hilarious because I've actually already watched Halloween 2 and 3. That reaction is ready, as in it's in uncut form. I don't think 3 is. I think 2 is uncut. 3 hasn't even been worked on yet. So, but I'm not. I was going to put them out this year, but I might not now. I might do it in November. I don't know yet. But I've not got time to do it this Halloween as much as I would love to. So those might have to wait until next year, or just another time of the year, which doesn't make any sense because it's not Halloween. So yeah, maybe I'll figure out what day they released, because I could have left Friday the 13th until June, but then there's no Friday June 13th, so that's why I released it on Friday the 13th of October. What was that? 12 is a little young for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Lol. Yeah. Surprised they let you... If that was the film? Oh, it was Texas Chainsaw. Was it? Blaine says Jaws was not restricted. That was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So do you mean that Jaws wasn't restricted, so that's the one you saw when you were 12? I think that's what you mean. Oh, sorry, I'm skipping through the chat a little bit. I'll Get Out, the film. I love it. I've seen it. It's flipping amazing. I've not seen the... It's not really a sequel, but I've not seen the other one. Us? Is it called Us, I think? I've not seen Us. And I've seen parts of Nope. And I really want to see Nope. Yes. Yeah, Nope. Lisa says about two good newer horror films. There's Nope and Get Out, yeah. So I've seen Get Out, love it, with the same guy in it, who Hilariously enough, I recently remembered that he played. If you guys have never seen Harry Enfield, the comedian, there was a slightly politically incorrect segment on the show called Parking Pataweo, which was about the guy from Get Out and Nope playing a parking warden, and it's in the style of Postman Pat, but it's Parking Pataweo. So it goes Parking Pataweo, it's Parking Pataweo, and his little black cat away. It's funny, but very politically incorrect. But yeah, if you like him as an actor, you'll probably really enjoy that if you love comedy as well. I'm sorry, I'm reading through the chat again. It was, well, a little young for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. A friend and I got someone to sign for us to get in. Oh, so it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Jesus Christ. You watched that as a kid. Mind you, at 12, I suppose you're probably old enough to have realised that, yeah, okay, this is going to be gory as hell, but it's going to be amazing. Let's go in for the fun of it. Did you enjoy it, though? Did you like it? Obviously you did. Either that or you've got long-lasting memories of absolute horror and disgust to this day. Oh, you did see Jaws at the theatre as well. Jaws is one that it's funny because I've seen the trailer to it and I've seen clips, but I've never understood the fascination with it. And I know of many different scenes from films where they rip off bits of Jaws, but because I've not seen it, I don't know the fascination behind it. It's a film about a shark. That's all I know it is. And I know it's the tension and the horror lead up to it. That's what I know is going to be the draw for it. Don't get me wrong, I love silly films, I love shark films, but this is more of a tense horror film, I think. Yeah, we'll watch it for 4th of July, if I remember. You did enjoy it. You are sadistic. Oh, the light's messed up there. What happened there? Hang on. Oh, you gotta love a Foley light. I don't know. We've got the light's dimming on me. It's still working fine, but it's just, yeah, being a pain in the bum. So I don't know. I love how I said it. I said to myself, this is gonna be a short stream. 3 hours later. It's never a short stream with me, is it? I am gonna go in a little bit though. Not yet, but I'll go in a little bit because I want to try and work on the War of the Worlds video. Seeing as I can't work on any other videos because I've got to wait for the footage to come for the films themselves, I can't do anything. So I saw quite a few restricted films that way, or at the drive-in, and I was probably too young. Yeah, do you know what? A film that I watched. I love drive-ins. There was a drive-in here, one near here, at one point many years ago. And they were playing Back to the Future, Grease, and oh god, what film is it? A horror film. I can't remember what the horror film was. Anyway, it was the horror film that I was thinking of in my head. And we saw the horror film, and it was a kind of gory film. And I thought, oh, it's going to be brilliant. Watching it in a drive-in theatre, pitch black, dead of night. And it was, when I say dead of night, it was midnight or something. And how we listened to the film was the radio was tuned into the specific radio station, and you'd listen that way. It was bloody fantastic because obviously the radio was full, almost surround sounding. It was bloody brilliant. Loved it. Scared the bejesus out of me when anything happened, but it was fantastic. But yeah, I understand the love for drive-ins. Does anybody else love drive-ins? Is it just me and Blaine? But restricted films though, I've not seen any restricted, I don't think. I might have, but I don't think I have. 2 good new horror films, yes, yeah. Jaws was not restricted. That was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was Nope, Not Hope. Have you ever seen The Fearless Vampire Killers? No. Weirdly, I have seen. Is it not Dawn of the Dead? One of the films ends with. I'm saying this now. I actually think it was a different film. As in, it was a different kind of film. I was thinking, it was a horror film about vampires out the back of nowhere, and I thought it was a Quentin Tarantino film. I'm sure it was, actually. I know it was a Quentin Tarantino film. Zombie. Oh God, what's that called? It was like a zombie. I'm gonna look it up. Zombie Vampire Killers. I want to say it's called. What was it called? No, it's Vampire Killers. It's Vampire Killers I'm thinking of. 2009. It's got James Corden in it. And Paul McGann's in it? How did I not realise Paul McGann was in it? That is not the person I thought. Really? They got that wrong. No, Paul McGann plays the vicar. Bloody hell. But yeah, if you've never seen... So they've renamed it. I don't know why they renamed it, but they renamed it as Vampire Killers. The original title, which is what I saw it as back in the day, because, you know, bit of fun. Lesbian Vampire Killers, it was called. Their women have been enslaved by the local pack of lesbian vampires. Thanks to an ancient curse, the remaining menfolk of a rural town and 2 hapless young lads out onto the moors as a sacrifice. And for a second my memories went, is it another film? Like one of those films? I was like, I don't remember seeing anything that was vampire based, but it was, yeah, it was that strange time of films that was. The Fearless Vampire Killers. Anyway, let's go back into that. I've not seen it. I don't know what it is. I've probably seen a picture of it. No, although funnily enough, it actually looks kind of similar to what I was thinking of with that film I said about. Wait, is it? What's his name? The guy that's in it with him. Sorry, I'm just trying to... No, it's not him. Oh, it's Roman Polanski. Jack McGowan, Sharon Tate, Alfie Bass, Ian Quarrier, Jesse Robbins. No, I've never seen that film. I do need to branch out and watch some of these other things, which obviously we will do over time. Because there's so many different genres we watch. If I could just stick to one, I would. And that's at one point it was sci-fi. And don't get me wrong, I'm still watching sci-fi stuff. It's just that I haven't had a chance to because there's so many different things. Other than Doctor Who. Doctor Who's still sci-fi, but still. Like The Time Travellers, for instance, is another one that's got to be released. Get Out, classic line from Terminator. Get out! Get to the chopper! Ow! Sorry. What's the line from Jingle All the Way? That light's playing up again. Put that cookie down! Now! Terrible impression of Arnie, but still. Jaws is one of the great movies. It's a must-watch. I think it made Spielberg a superstar director. Oh, I didn't realise it was Spielberg that made Jaws, though. Do you know what this hat reminds me of? I just realised. You know those school hats from years ago that boys used to wear? It reminds me of those from way back in the day. You know, like the vintage schoolboy hats.
Hello. I go to school, me.
Like There's the Scottish. There's a Scottish comedian woman who plays a schoolboy. Oh God, what's that called?
She's right Scottish.
I can't remember her name. She wears one of these anyway. That's what I was thinking of when I just saw the hat. But I've gone off on a tangent. Apologies. Was it from Dusk Till Dawn? No, that's what I thought it could have been. In my head I was going, there was a film, there was a Quentin Tarantino film to do with zombies or vampires, and that's the film I'm thinking of, with it being Quentin Tarantino and zombie/vampire stuff, whatever's in that. That's the film I was thinking of.
I go to school, me.
Exactly, Richard. Well, that's funny because that's the voice that I do for Jeff on the radio.
Hello, how you doing? You right? Lovely. Could do the whole thing like this, but it'd be really annoying.
Jules is excellent, especially at the theatre. I keep adjusting this because I don't think you can hear me right. Night of the Living Dead. Oh, no. So, no, the reason I'm saying that is because Night of the Living Dead. I had a copy of that because I wanted to watch it this year for Halloween. Out of everything, one of the films that I've been wanting to watch for years, but I keep not getting round to doing it. It's watching Night of the Living Dead, and the copy that I had was a version that I technically made myself, because I had a copy of the 4K restoration colour version of Night of the Living Dead. I think it was Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, Night of the Living Dead. But I turned it back to black and white because I want it in black and white. I love black and white. So I took the film and then I re-rendered it off as a black and white film because it just annoyed me that they'd made it colour. I don't want to see it in colour. If that's the film I'm thinking of that was released in black and white originally. But I never saw it. And annoyingly, unless I can get that hard drive fixed, which just annoys me, is 600 blooming quid, 600 quid. Unless I can get that fixed, I don't have access to it. So now I'm going to have to find it again. And I can't remember where I found it. So, yeah, exactly. Why would anyone make a bloody colour version of Night of the Living Dead? It was, I don't know why they restored it. I think it was one of the restorations that was done recently, like over the last few years. Maybe 2021 or 2020 or something. But they restored it. It was in 4K. And I think that's the film. Let me have a look. I think that's the film they released in colour. Actually, do you know what? I think that, luckily, that might have been a film that I actually uploaded to one of my online drives, because I was going to watch it way back when, but I never did it. So on the online drive, I think I've still got Night of the Living Dead in black and white that I made. I'm pretty sure that's the film. The one that I always take the mick out of, whenever there's anything in a film, like in Doctor Who, when Barbara's always the one that gets captured, and I always go, "They're coming to get you, Barbara." That's from that film, from what I remember, because that's the scene. Obviously I've included it in the videos before, but that's the scene. Is it near the beginning, I want to say? That's the scene I've seen. But and it's always intrigued me, but never seen it. The same with what's the film? So Night of the Living Dead, and there's another one. Could be Dawn of the Dead I'm thinking of as well. Night of the Living Dead is the one that went into colour though, because if you look it up, it's actually on YouTube. Someone's uploaded Night of the Living Dead from 1968, colour, 4K Ultra HD. I believe that might be the version that I actually took and just stuck it back into black and white because it was annoying. And then I had the original copy of it anyway, but it was, yeah, just thought it was funny. What was the The version I'm thinking... What's the film that I'm thinking of where they have the gong playing? Is that Night of the Living Dead? Dawn of the Dead. It's Dawn of the Dead. Cool. Yeah, that's another one that I want to see as well, Dawn of the Dead. Whether it's any good, I don't know. But I'm just going through the chat again. Vampire Killers. Yep, that was the Polanski movie. With Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead? Shaun of the Dead I've seen. Absolutely love it. With Sharon Tate. Saw Black Christmas at the drive-in. Oh my god. That must have frightened the bloody heck out of you. Is Black Christmas the one... It's a horror film, isn't it? I think. Great Christmas movie for you to do. Yeah, that's one of the films that... Every time I mention Silent Night, people will mention, as in the film that I watched on the channel, the horror comedy. When I watched that, someone said to me, "Oh, do you mean Silent Night, Deadly Night?" And they also then said, "What do you mean Black Christmas?" I don't know why, but those two seem to be the films that they say about. So yeah, I do need to watch that. It's meant to be very good. Starring Keir Dullea of 2001 Space Odyssey. I was going to say 2021 Space Odyssey. Imagine they redid it in 2021. COVID's like a big thing, so they decided to go to space to get away from the pandemic. That's a film. Someone make that. We escaped Earth because of the pandemic. And everyone's got like the old-fashioned vintage accents. The old... there's a name for the accents, but... Is it transatlantic? Is that the accent that I'm thinking of? Like the style of voice? Hello there, and welcome. Everyone's got that accent, that style of voice. And it's all black and white. Filmed on, Super 8 cameras or whatever from back in the day. The Panasonic Panavision cameras. Although they were 60s cameras, weren't they? The Panavisions. Dawn of the Dead is the sequel. Day of the Dead? Is that the one that I'm thinking of? Oh wait, no, is Dawn of the Dead the sequel to Night of the Living Dead? Is it? So the one with the mall. The one with the mall, is that the... I never knew that. I always thought the mall film, the one with the mall in it, that was a standalone film from the other one, and they were just released kind of around the same few years, if that makes sense. Like they were just horror films of their time. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to watch them now then. Not yet, but at some point. I say didn't I say a couple of streams back? I said whenever I go live, I get a really itchy nose. I don't know why. I think it's because my nose is so close to this thing. Yeah, Dawn of the Dead is a sequel to Night of the Living Dead. Bloody hell, yeah, I had no idea. Saying bloody hell like that reminded me of, because I've been recently watching Harry Potter again. I mentioned it earlier, I'm going to sneeze. But I watched number 1 again when he goes, bloody hell, you're Harry Potter. It's funny because a couple of years ago, I kept getting told that I sound like Tom Felton. No, I don't. Draco Malfoy. I don't sound like Draco Malfoy. Right, I'll be back in a second. I'm going to blow my nose. I don't want to sneeze. Sorry. feel like I'm going to sneeze again. It's got to that time of night. Does anybody else... Do you guys sneeze at certain times of night? Like, I constantly sneeze at a certain time every night. It depends on what time every night, but... It's always... Depends on the... Like, it's always either about this time or later, about 11 PM. Because it's now 9:30. But, yeah. I think... To be a pain, I have a feeling that we might have to end the live soon, guys. We've been on 3.5 hours. I'm so sorry. I do need to get some work done. I need to get some editing done. Just because I'm trying to get ahead of myself, because I haven't done any of this. I've done the uncut, but I'm gonna have to try and get back all of the footage from these. And I've also got the reason I have a new the reason I bought that other hard drive is so that I would have space. I currently have no space in the hard drives I actually have, so I've now got to go through everything and delete stuff to make room for the hard drive space to do everything. Yeah, see, told you. I start sniffing. I had this thing, I don't know why. If I don't blow my nose, I sniff if I'm about to sneeze. Does that make sense? Probably doesn't, but yeah. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you really enjoyed this stream, just having a little chat about films. I'm sorry it's not a longer chat. Hang on. Give me a sec, I'm so sorry. I didn't mute myself. I got a kick out of Shaun of the Dead. Yes, Shaun of the Dead is so. I loved Shaun of the Dead when that came out many years ago, but then when and I watched it over and over and over again, and then when they made Hot Fuzz, that film to this day, I might even watch it in a minute. It's such a good film. It's one of my favourites. Bloody love it. And the trilogy that they did, I wasn't really a big fan of the third one, at World's End, but very, very good trilogy, like films in general. But yeah, Shaun of the Dead, when they go dub 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 dub, and then when I hear someone say about, is it 3 AM, the thing that he says? I say it's 4 in the morning. Every time I hear someone say it's 4, or it's 4 in the morning or something, that's what I think of. Not that many people say it's 4 in the morning, but still, when they do, or a remake of the sequel. They made a sequel to the sequel, I think, Dawn of the Dead. Yes, they did. Yeah, they made a newer version. Was it 2004 or something? They made a newer version of it. No, that was it. Yeah, sorry, you just said it. Yes, Eric, it was a remake on 2004. In 2004, and Day of the Dead was a sequel to Dawn. Yeah, that's okay. Thanks, Blaine, for chatting with me. All of you guys, thank you so much for being here and chatting. I feel bad, like whenever I never like ending the stream, because I always love chatting with you guys and just catching up and enjoying our little chats together. And I always feel bad either ending it or spending too much time talking about me, because I like to, hear about your days and what you guys think to films and stuff. I take it you didn't know anything about the Doctor Who thing, by the way, about the Doctor Who story, or you don't have any inputs. I just think it's weird, that story thing. Thank you, Eric, and thank you for loving the reactions. I really appreciate that. Tons more to come if I actually get the videos done, like if I can get them out. Look, failing that we don't get the... I don't know if you can hear me. I just realised I think I've had it too low. Failing that we don't get the reason why the the reason why I say I don't know if you can hear me right, by the way, while we're on live, is because when I take this recording that I make normally, I then process it differently for the reactions. It's the exact same setup, but I just process the audio so I make it clearer, if that makes sense. Use a condenser, whereas I don't do it when I'm on live. So that's the reason why, because obviously the microphone is like there when I do the reactions, and if you hear this like this, it sounds terrible, hence why I do that. Started to do that anyway because I've realised how bad it sounded. Thank you, good luck with the hard drive. Thank you, Eric. I don't think I'm going to have any luck with it. I've got to now go through other hard drives to try and clear space on those and try and piece together, and when I mean piece it together, I mean stuff like Ghostwatch, that video. I've got the project file there. Once I get the videos back to be able to do it, because I used a lot of video footage and stuff, once I've got everything else to piece it all together, because I added stuff to that video for the main one, then I'll be able to edit it off, or I take the uncut reaction and just re-edit the film bit and don't worry about the extra bits that I changed on it. Maybe I'll do that for the next few, just because the time that I've got to do it, I don't know yet. But yeah, thanks for being here, guys. And for enjoying the videos and just chilling out with me. It's a weird word, chilling out. I've realised I've skipped a couple of messages, sorry. There was a lot of dead movies in that series. Return of the Dead, it's really funny and gruesome. Return of the Dead? Is that a film? I've never heard of Return of the Dead. I've heard of Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. Presume Return of the Dead, 1985. Or Return of the Living Dead. Was that the... Was that the third in that film? Love the poster artwork. It's very Creepshow. Very Creepshow. I love that old style art. The vintage art. There's like a picture of a skull in the sky. It says Return of the Living Dead Part 2. And the Return of the Living Dead, the main poster is like a skeletons around a grave. Gorgeous work on them. But yeah. So at some point we will watch all of the films that I have said that we will watch. I promise you. Just, it will take time. So anyway, guys, I'm going to head off because I do need to get some stuff done, and I don't want to feel bad for saying goodbye, but thank you and goodbye. Return of the Dead is where we got the zombies eat brains meme. Oh, I've heard of the zombies eat brains meme. I've not yet seen it though. I'm probably very out of the loop with meme stuff. Sorry, I'm sniffing. Zombies eat brains! Or zombie eat brains. Yeah, because they say it in Zombieland as well, don't they? This gif here is him going, is Woody Harrelson saying, "Zombie eat brains, and she ain't got it." Brain juicy. Yeah, we will watch some more like that in time. Brains. Right, guys. This was fun and informative. Thank you. I always wonder if I'm actually giving anything any good input into things, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you liking it and thinking it's informative as well. yeah, no matter how you're watching as well. I don't know if you guys watch on mobiles, computer, TV. I tend to watch YouTube on my TV. So I always try and make, when I do my videos, little fun fact, I always try and make them as cinematic, I suppose, as possible. Not cinematic, but you know what I mean. I try to make them as viewer friendly from all platforms. So whether if I'm putting subtitles on the bottom of the screen, I make them slightly bigger, so at least you can read them from far away, from a TV or from a small phone or something. And I think if you like cinematic stuff, you'll like the War of the Worlds edit. If I can repiece that together. If I can't, I am so sorry. Because if I can't piece it together, it's either going to be a Patreon exclusive as just audio, and I'll put the thumbnail as probably because I've got the thumbnail. I haven't got all this is the annoying thing. I haven't got any of the thumbnails that I made since switching hard drives. So I switched all the files from one hard drive to another, and then continued on, but I never re-switched them back over again. So all of the thumbnails for most of the videos that we've got coming out, I've got uncut thumbnails which are on the videos themselves, but I've got to recreate. So even the Ghostwatch thumbnail, for instance, I don't have any of that, so I've got to remake. Even the Abbott and Costello thumbnail, I've got to remake the bloody thumbnail. It took me so long to create those, because I don't just grab stuff and place it on the thumbnail. It's just trying to figure out what to do and where to put it, stuff. And thankfully I've still got the templates that I use for thumbnails, so I've not lost the graphic side of it, you know, like the basis of the thumbnails, where it's just first time watching and stuff. Your schedule is full of movies to watch, all of the classics. Thank you. It is. It is as in the schedule that I've got to watch, or the schedule that you guys see from your end. Richard, are you the person? You helped me last time. Thank you. I know it's you. Thank you. I was being sarcastic. Are you the person that helped me last time and you'll help me again? You are amazing. That will very, very much help me towards that hard drive. Thank you. I've only got another 500 to go. So it's, either 400 or 500 depending on how much it's actually going to be. It might not even be that much. It might only be, because originally it was meant to be 250, 350. If it's a 2.5 terabyte, I think it is. But it's not, because it's a 5 terabyte. They went, no, it's more expensive. That's actually 500. But Richard, I never know how to say thank you. You know this because I said this before to you. Thank you. You're amazing, and it 100% will help towards it. Which means I can get all the thumbnails back. But obviously by that point I think I'll have remade the thumbnails, because just trying to get the money together, especially the next couple mainly, because they can't. If I took it in tomorrow, because I originally was taking it into them just before this went out, and thank you. So it's good with Laura though, Meg, because I've actually got the Laura files still. I still have all of the files from the films that I've technically watched. But the annoying thing is that all the, so if I was to take all of the files that I've got for them, place them into the editor again, and relink everything back up, like all the single files and stuff, I should have 99% of the edit, if that makes sense. I just won't have any of the extra little bits that I add in, or some of the extra pieces that I need to slot in different places that I always do. So I have to re-jigsaw everything together. But there are things that are on the hard drive that I needed and that I use and that I don't have. Like I had a specific, there's just loads of stuff on there that I needed, like the thumbnails, for instance. So I'd have to spend hours recreating stuff, which I thought I was having to recreate everything. Thank God I didn't. Richard, you are a bloody legend. You're all legends. Thank you. Hello, Snow Raven. By the way, I've just noticed that you commented earlier I got kicked out of the Shaun of the Dead thing. I'm so sorry. I thought I didn't realise it was you. I thought it was someone else. I know you've been here for a little while, but I only just noticed that your name was different. So apologies. Hope you're all very well though. Yeah. I'm always I when I do videos and I record them, I say bits on the end of videos, and I don't know why, but I always delete them out. I always say like thank you, and not just a normal thank you though, I mean like a proper thank you. It's probably the reason why the majority of this video I've noticed that I've not looked at the camera, I've been looking down, because I don't know, I think it's because of the hard drive thing today. Of confidence is knocked a little bit today. I'm just not feeling 100%, but yes, you, all of you, thank you, and Richard, thank you. I'm on the verge of crying now, so I'm trying not to tear up. Thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you. I appreciate it, and it makes me know that you guys enjoy what I do, and knows that the pain of trying to piece this stuff together it's not all lost. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. You do like it, so right. Thank you again. I know I keep saying thank you, but I really appreciate it, and it will massively help. That, Richard, and the previous one, both of those are going to go together, because it takes a little while for it get paid to you, if that makes sense. So those both will help me get it fixed, and I should now be able to get it fixed. I might even take it down there tomorrow just so I can do it, because at least I know that it's kind of half there, and then by the time they fixed it I might be able to get together some more of the money, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, they might even be able to recover it. If they can, then fantastic. If they can't, then yeah. If not, it means I'll get videos done quicker. Because they said at least they might be able to recover some of the files at least. It's just heads that need replacing as far as they know, but £500, ridiculous. Yeah, thank you guys, I love you so much, take care. Okay, and that's to Eric, to Richard obviously, to Blaine, to Snow Raven, to Megan, all of you guys. If I missed out anybody, I'm so sorry. It's funny because when I look at participants, strangely it doesn't tell me everybody. I think it's because who's in the chat, who's not in the chat. But wait, I just realised there's different tabs. Oh, it's so you can see different tabs of the chat. There's live chat, top chat. Does that mean that I haven't been seeing everybody's comments? Have I read all of your comments? I think I have, because I was on top chat. Yeah, it just says some messages such as potential spam may not be visible. It doesn't look any different, so I think I've been okay. I think. Yeah. Thank you very much. And as always, guys, take care and stay safe. And you should hopefully see me in the next video, which I hope will be Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, the reaction. Tell them that you will make them world famous. Yes, if they actually get it fixed, I'll give them a massive bloody shout out. yeah, I'll let them know. I'll say to them, look, I'll recommend you if you can fix it for me, do it. I hope they will. I'm sure they will. Take care, Eric. Thank you, Richard. And yeah, have an amazing day. Whatever you guys are going to be doing, 'cause it's the morning where you guys are. It's the evening here. It's now 10, so I'm going to go and I'd say rest. But I'm going to go and repiece all this stuffs together. Looking forward to the next reaction. Thank you, Snow Raven. Yes, it's meant to be Abbott and Costello. If it's not Abbott Costello, if you've not heard Snow Raven, you might be interested. But the next video is going to be the War of the Worlds radio drama. I know it's different. It's a radio drama. I'm trying to edit it in a different way, but that's the video that I'm now going to go and start editing and try and piece together everything else that I've got, because I have no films to put into edits that I've already done. Alright, take care guys, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for everything, and hope you have an amazing day. Bye. Also, goodbye Lisa as well. I have a feeling I've missed a few people. I'm sorry if I did. But goodbye. Take care guys. One quick thing, if you guys are still here, you might not be still here, but if you are, remember the last stream we played Katy Perry? Game over, Richard says. Thanks mate. No, you know in the last video we did we played that Katy Perry song, the birthday song, just really quickly. I thought it's fine because I obviously remixed it. It wasn't the original version of it, but about 3-4 days after it finished, and obviously I don't monetize the live streams anyway, but I don't think I do anyway. I haven't said it purposely, but when I went and looked at it, it said I had a copyright notification about the stream, and what was the song that the copyright thing was of? The Katy Perry song that we used. I don't normally do it, but obviously I was playing the jingle, the birthday jingle at the time, for Michael, I think it was. Yeah. But anyway, have a lovely day guys. Bye.